Good evening and welcome to another season of Benedictine Cadets Football. I'm Kevin Thomas. He is Christian Gokel, and thanks for bearing with us. First game issues as well for us here high atop Memorial Stadium. But, Christian, it is 2026. It is 857 degrees outside, which means we are week one. I always joke in high school football in Georgia, you start the season by sweating it off, you end the season by freezing it off, and that kind of sees the seasons change there in South Georgia. But coming off a state championship appearance a year ago, this team, yes, lost a lot to the next level, and a lot of guys that as freshmen you're going to see playing on Saturdays. But don't be fooled. There's a lot of talent that is still remaining on this team. And obviously you look at preseason polls, Danny Britt will tell you that doesn't matter and for whatever they're worth, but a lot of people think very highly of this 2026 edition of cadet football.
So much talent all over the field for BC. And defensively, you look at what you lost in a Cam Cody, LaDamian Guyton, both off to Power 5 schools. But when you look at the guys replacing them, the Isaac Scotts, the Gavin Smiths, Rasheen Jackson, and behind them, it's guys whose names you've heard a ton in the past few seasons, but now they're stepping up as the leaders on offense. Stanley Smart, I think, steps into that leadership role. Amari Burst now gets his chance to be QB1 unquestioned going forward. So now, as we let the gentleman get to work, but now we finally have –
you got to get real forward there.
A look at this offense that looked so good a couple weeks ago in the scrimmage against Somerville. And Kevin, we already have some questions in. This will be an audio-only call coming up at kickoff at 7:30, but special surprise for the fans this season. If you tune into our YouTube channel on Saturday mornings throughout the season, whether the game was video broadcast or audio broadcast, we will have the video broadcast for you to go back and watch on Saturday mornings.
Certainly, just a whole lot more than we can explain in this one setting, yes. But we're ready to talk football. And you want me to get into photo?
Yeah,
he's trying to Chris Collinsworth me in reverse. But again, I think this is an interesting season for the cadets. Amari Burst, full-time starting quarterback, steps into that role, and the comfort level of him with that offense, Christian, is going to be something to watch, because people will say, oh, he had to come in when Steven got hurt 2 years ago. Really didn't need him to play quarterback. When it got blowout time, they would go down the depth chart.
Yeah.
So really didn't play a whole lot of quarterback last year, but knows A.J. DePhillips' offense, has run it effectively, and now it's just a matter of, hey, it's not your mom and dad giving you the keys. You have the keys now. Yeah. Go drive this thing and see where you can take us.
I think you phrased this really well when we were talking about the four quarterbacks BC's had, from Holden Garriter to Luke Cromenhog to Stephen Cannon, now to Amari Burst. They're all different in their strengths. Holden Garriter was cerebral, had a cannon for an arm, could like peel the paint off of the helmet of his wide receivers when he threw it in there. Luke Cromenhog, tough, great arm, super fast. Stephen Cannon, freak athlete, great arm. But then Amari Burst comes in, very good athlete, but it's kind of got that baseball mentality to him, Kevin, where a strikeout, metaphorically, isn't really going to shake him. A guy who's gone in there, stood in big at-bats in the playoffs for BC in the past, now coming in, stepping in as the QB1 for BC. The moment's not going to be too big for him. He's an alpha out there. He's the unquestioned leader of this team. And now, like we said, he is the QB1. I'm really excited to see what he can do.
I know, by the way, you got two dudes who can set the turf ablaze, in Stanley Smart and Aaron Mallard, and sprint champions. I think they finished 1-2 in a sprint in the States last year. So two guys that can blaze. Offensive line, you have everybody back but one guy who obviously moved on to play college ball, but they feel really good about what they have coming back. Coach Fogarty, I think, has done a good job coaching them up, even last year, moving pieces around until they found the route mix. And I think they're going to be good. So if you get blocking coupled with those speedsters, and I think you have the similar problem that BC gives a lot of people, who you going to cover? Do they have a guy that can get open 40 yards downfield? Yeah, it's Aaron Mallard, but I know they want to use him in that John Wesley Kennedy, Bubba Frazier type role. Right. Like, just give him the ball and let him go, do his thing. So who's the second and third guy that's going to get their chance now? I know there's some dudes that are going to get a chance and they can fly too. So that's going to be interesting to see how the ball gets distributed here early in the football game.
100%. I mean, it's going to be Stanley Smart. It's going to be Aaron Mallard, and just the creative ways. And you have Karan Hall out on the outside. A couple different guys are going to play H-back tight end for you. But what's so much fun is with these units, you have Aaron Mallard at slot 4 wide with Stanley Smart in the backfield. And then all of a sudden, the next play, you're under center flex bone, ready to roll. So it's so much talent, but also a group of guys that have been together for a long time inside this system where, again, it is second nature to them at this point.
Certainly. And then you talk about, as we roll along here quickly in the pregame show, non-region schedule. Toombs went to the state championship last 2 years. Hebron Christian won the state championship last year. Camden's been a perennial powerhouse. They do have a new coach in place there in Kingsland for 2026, but they're no slouch, and certainly now 7A's back. They're a 7A school, so you get tested there. The region's a little bit different. Wayne, Ware's still in it, but you got ARC and Evans out of the Augusta area. Statesboro has slid into the mix. Jenkins and Groves from the Savannah area. So you're going to have more games in town, only 3 true road games on the schedule, and only 1 trip to Augusta. So Statesboro just up the road, obviously where about 2 hours away is about as far as you're going to have to travel, and that's always been a great game. That's actually the last week. A lot of people think for the region championship. And one final note there, Christian, on top of that, remember, yes, you're playing for region championship, but it doesn't matter, 2nd, 3rd, 4th seed. You're playing for power rankings, and you could finish 2nd and still be one of the top 8 teams in the state in the classification, depending on how you play. So that's all stuff to keep in mind as well, Christian, as you move forward here.
100%. And like you said, every game matters now when it comes to these power rankings at the end of the season. And do I disagree with it? 100%, but nobody asked me when they make these decisions. So I'm excited, Kevin. It's an interesting season. It's a new season, but the more things change, the more they stay the same. Benedictine, Toombs, 2 perennial powerhouses, 2 teams that want to run the football, 2 teams that play fundamental, hard-nosed defense, and we get to see that to open the season tonight.
I always enjoy first games because it's kind of a feeling out process. Yeah, you had a scrimmage. Yeah, you've practiced, but you don't know what works. A lot worked last week, but again, was Somerville playing vanilla? Were you playing overly vanilla? Were you doing a couple of things that maybe, hey, let's just try something and see what happens? Now is, hey, this is a state caliber team. Can you run the bread and butter against a team that knows what you're trying to do? I think that's a lot of what you're talking about with A.J. DePhillips on the defensive side, Galen Housen. Can these new guys run our base set? And he always likes to say, we're going to play our defense.
Yeah.
We kind of, maybe that's a little oversimplification. He's not going to give away everything, but what we do on defense is what we do against everybody, and we'll make slight adjustments to it. Can those new guys who now have to play 60, 70, 80 snaps instead of maybe 15 or 20, can they do it for 4 quarters and come up with a big stop?
I think conditioning is going to be a big part of this, Kevin, but BC, if you're going to be strong anywhere, they're very strong on the lines of scrimmage, and they're very strong running the football right now. So I think that's a huge advantage for BC early in the season, where last year you knew who the guys were that you wanted out there, but you were really trying to feel that offensive line unit out and what the correct rotation was. Now you know who your starting 5 are. You know who the 2 guys behind them that are going to rotate in. And then as Jack Holland just gets all in our way again, but you know who the guys are on the defensive line. And again, I think conditioning is going to be a really big piece, but the good news is you're not the only one playing in 90-degree heat. The other team has to play in it too. They're going to have to go to backups early in the game just to keep everybody fresh. So you're not the only one dealing with the elements.
It's nice and warm, that's for sure. Breeze blowing here at Memorial Stadium, but it hasn't really cooled it off. There's some cloud cover. Hopefully not some extra involved as we get in early season weather, as everybody's familiar with in South Georgia. So we'll keep an eye on that, but a lot of new faces, a lot of them that have been around as well, Christian. And again, an opponent that, as Danny Britt likes it, I heard him talking on the coaches show this week. He said, look, when we go play non-region, it ain't like we can just call up anybody and play. The teams that agree to come play us or want to play us, they ain't scared. They ain't scared. So they want to come in and bust you in the mouth, and they didn't get good by playing a team they could beat 60-0 either. So a lot of these coaches say, hey, we'll play Benedictine non-region, and let's see where we stack up. If you win, Toombs obviously feels pretty good about what they can do. They moved up, into 3A with the reclassification. So they feel pretty good in 3A if they can come and put forth a good test. If you get blown out 70-10 or something, maybe say, well, we got some work to do, but that might be one of the best teams in 5A football. So a lot of things can happen, but this should be a fantastic way to open the season. I'm sure it won't be clean. It won't be perfect, but you're going to get a good test from the Bulldogs on the other sideline.
Yeah, fireworks early. They're going to run a couple different styles of offense. They really lean on the run, about 70% run from Toombs, and they're a team that will go out of Wildcat. They have a couple different guys who will play at that Wildcat quarterback, but then they have a quarterback that they'll put in, and it is just a true spread package where they're going to try to stretch the field vertically. They can hit you on screens, slant routes, but also run the football out of that. So it's a dynamic offense, but an offense that wants to ground and pound.
Certainly, we are counting you down towards the kick. Less than 6 minutes to go. Captains will be coming out shortly. BC going with the all-maroon look. A Christian Go Kill favorite. Maroon hats, maroon tops, maroon pants tonight for the Benedictine cadets. Toombs kind of looking like old school Falcons. Red helmet with the black tee on it, white pants, white tops, and the black letters. So they're kind of in the all white as the visitors tonight. Good crowd from Lions has made the trip down here to Savannah for this season opener tonight. And, man, it's almost time for high school football here in South Georgia.
Yeah, I want to give Toombs credit. My favorite logo in Georgia high school football, I think it's classic. It's got that 80s, early 90s appeal to it, and a team that sticks to tradition. They don't have to get fancy with the uniforms, Kevin. White uniforms, dark blue numbers with the red outlines, making it easy.
That's right.
For us to read those numbers up here. So beautiful uniform matchup to start the season, but two classic programs going head-to-head.
This is the Huntington Bank pregame show. We'll come back. We'll tell you who won the coin toss and have the opening kick right here on Watch BC Sports.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics. Go BC!
Want to make some extra cash?
Blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way. Let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
My name is Chris Williams. My wife Corey and I own C. Williams & Associates here in Savannah, Georgia, and we are proud sponsors of Benedictine Athletics. We have 3 different offices in downtown Savannah with 16 therapists providing a variety of different services, including individual therapy, couples therapy, group counseling, walk and talk therapy, as well as mind in motion, which integrates traditional talk therapy with personal training. When it comes to mental health, having a game plan is important, and we're here to help you find yours.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we get ready to start the season. Benedictine has won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. You had seniors out there. It was Caleb Ruiz, Noah Brainerd, and it was Rasheen Jackson and Karan Hall, your 4 captains tonight for the cadets, who, again, are in all maroon hats, maroon pants, maroon tops with the white letters. Here they come. The cadets on the field for the first time here in 2026. And across the way, the Toombs County Bulldogs. They are decked out in all white with the red helmets across the way, and they will kick it. Oh, they will get the ball first here to start off the 2026 season. Kevin Thomas saying, Christian Gokel here with you, getting things going for BC here in 2026, coming off a run to the state championship game, as did Toombs across the way in AA. They lost in the state championship game, as did the cadets. So 2 teams that made deep runs a year ago, getting ready to duke it out here at Memorial Stadium in week number 1. A lot of football all across the state. It's been a hot one this week, but it's cooled off a little bit. We got some cloud cover here at the stadium, a little bit of a breeze blowing. And we will be just about ready to go. We'll get our first look. Coach Britt was talking about this at the Danny Britt Show, which you can by the way, catch on Wednesdays at Bowtie Barbecue this season, Wednesdays at 12 noon. And that is Parker D. Tommaso going to take over the kicking duties. A sophomore, they got off the soccer team, and he's going to have his first kick coming up here in just a little bit. So Parker D. Tommaso going to kick the football off and awaiting the all-go here from the official. Toombs got a couple of men back deep. It's Nick Carroll. And Dontarius Mincy. Parker D. Tommaso steps it off. Fans on their feet here on the near side. Helmets in the air. D. Tommaso looks down. Everybody ready. Parker slowly forward, and he'll pooch it up the right side. It'll come down and hit at the 20. Ball will be picked up by Mincy at the 20. Misses a tackle at the 25, and the lumber laid there at the 26 by Damari Perry. We're going to say his name a lot, Christian Gokel, as we're officially underway here. 2026 season. Bulldogs going to have the ball first.
Yeah, Kevin, and a really good chance here to see this defense in action. And it's been a bunch of guys competing because you lost a ton of talent. 3 starters out of the secondary have moved on to the next level. You have Cam Cody and LaDamian Guyton from that defensive front who are gone. Larson Little, who had about 1 billion tackles in his time at BC, gone from the inside linebacker spot. Houston's gone. So now you have a bunch of guys trying to make a name for themselves for this BC defense.
So here's Joseph Owens, the senior quarterback for Toombs, in a shotgun with 4 wides. Got a receiver or running back to his right. They'll do a little quick out. It's going to be caught out across the 30 by Brandon Stevens, senior wide receiver. Pickup of about, we'll call it 6 on first down. It'll be second down and 4.
And just taking advantage, Kevin, of a soft zone from BC there underneath and staying ahead of the chains.
So like most teams, even though they want to go ball control and tempo, Christian, they're going to no huddle here as well. They'll put an H-back out to the right, twins to the left, 1 receiver way up top of the formation. Here's the snap. They'll look near side on the slant. It's caught out at the 50 and into BC territory, and a touchdown saving tackle at the 40-yard line, brought down by Peyton Bean, a junior defensive back, or that was going to go the distance by Nick Carroll. Big, bulky wide receiver there, caught it in the slot.
Yeah, and taking advantage of a young BC defense, communication issues there, but also just a quick RPO slant right there, Kevin, and a team that you saw run the football, I believe 9 times in a row in their scrimmage against Dodge County. It's thrown 2 out of 3 times now.
So that'll be a first down. And a flag comes in. We're going to have offsides against BC. Oh, we're going to call it against. I figured that'd be a false start, but so that's the first penalty of the ball game. It goes against Toombs.
And while we do have a quick moment here, it is going to be.
They marked it on BC, and Danny Britt saying you pointed towards them. So I think Danny Britt wants an explanation why you point to Toombs and mark it off against us.
It's the first game of the season for the officials as well. Oh, now they're going to mark it off.
Yeah, he was like, I said, offsides against Toombs. And so now they're going to go the other way. It's going to be 1st and 15.
We do have some fans, just quick questions online about the radio call here. That is at the request of the school that home games be done on the radio. They want as many people in the stands as possible supporting the kids. Again, if you missed it earlier in the pregame show, we announced that all games will be uploaded. You'll be able to view the replays on Saturday mornings coming up. But if you want to catch it live, you got to be in person or listening to the radio.
So 1st and 15 from the BC 43. They'll do a quick check with me to the far sideline with Buddy Martin. And now it's going to be Owens. Says something to Dontarius Mincy, his running back, flips him to the left side. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Mincy straight ahead. He'll plow inside the 40 down towards the 37 before he was brought down by Ben Kleinpeter and Caden Thomas. So 2nd and 9.
Yeah, chunk games right now for Toombs, and BC is looking for some answers.
Four wides again for Toombs. They'll move Mincy to the left of Owens. Owens takes the snap. He'll play action out in the flat. Nicely read and dropped immediately as Damari Perry in great coverage came up and just laid the wood on Nick Carroll. He caught the pass. They'll give him a gain of 1 or bring up 3rd and 8, but hit immediately and driven back.
Yeah, and Damari Perry, a guy who's going to see a lot of action this year because on the other side is Jonathan Black. And people do not like throwing at him. So Damari Perry, nice job right there. Coming up, form tackle, forcing a 3rd and long.
You also have Karan Hall in at a DB up on the top side of the formation as they'll go stack trips to the top and the wide side of the field here on 3rd and 8. Here's Owens, takes the snap, drops back, it's going to be pushed out to his right. They wanted to hold. Did the Cadets, nothing doing, running towards the far sideline and not going anywhere. He tried to cut back inside, and Nick Jackson from his inside linebacker spot stood him up, drove him out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down from the BC 33-yard line. Will they go for this on 4th down? Looks like they might.
Yeah, and you got the Jackson twins playing inside linebacker for the Cadets. And that's a great play by number 11, but missed a clear hold on Isaac Scott there. He went up to the official after the play and showed him his fully exposed shoulder pad.
Like I didn't do it myself.
Yeah, hopefully we get it still exposed.
So you got Isaac Scott, Gavin Smith. Some returners from the inside of that line. And Carson Granger. Here's the snap low. It's bobbled around. The ball is loose. I don't know if BC fell on it. Still loose. It's on down at the 30. I think the Cadets got it. Doesn't matter. They weren't going to have the 1st down. And the Cadets come out of it. That was just a botched snap and read package there, Christian, and it got kicked forward into the hands of BC.
Yeah, nice job by BC answering after a couple of chunk pass plays there and able to stop them on downs. And, again, just a miscommunication there. I don't think the quarterback was quite ready for the snap. Bobbles it. BC does a nice job. Kevin Ball almost got kicked forward for a 1st down, but BC able to fall on it. So now here we go.
Yeah, our first look at the offense. Amari Burse goes from 14 to number 4. Number 5 is still Stanley Smart. They'll come out flex bone look. The receivers in the formation are stacked tight to the right side, which is the wide side of the field. They got some shuffling. Who moved? That's going to be the right guard. Who was that? Reef Leonard.
Yeah, I don't think Reef ever got set.
Let me make sure I didn't call Reef.
Yeah, it was Reef.
Okay. He's right next to 66, which is Noah Brainerd. Just making sure they got the right guy. So now put BC 1st and 15. They stay in the same formation. Here's the snap. They'll run the toss here. Stanley Smart string it out. He gets across to 25 before he spun around. Get a gain of 1, and great pursuit by Toombs. And as you said, Christian, a team traditionally likes to run the football. You know they're going to run side to side with you here early.
Yeah, and they've got the size on the inside to really eat up 5 blockers with their 3 down linemen. BC going quick.
Yeah, out of the shotgun. Here's the pass. It's going to be dropped by Jonathan Black. Bobbled it. And had he caught it, probably would have lost a yard anyway.
Yeah, BC tried to go fast there with a little bubble screen out to the sideline to Jonathan Black, but just a little off there as BC trying to go hurry up from 1st to 2nd down. Now they'll make some substitutions, bring in an H-back, and get ready for a 3rd and long. This is usually where you see that underneath tunnel screen to Aaron Mallard.
They brought in Turner Walker, who's listed as an offensive lineman, but you heard Danny Britt say this week they'll use him as an H-back. He's in there now, 3rd and 14.
Cole Henderson in the game as well.
For the Cadets. Bursts out of a shotgun, puts Smart in motion. Amari looking, throws over the middle, in traffic, tipped in the air, and incomplete. That was dangerous. Was going to try to thread the needle there to Aaron Mallard. It's going to be 4th down. And now another part of the game that we'll see about, and that's the punt game, as they're going to punt the football. And again, DiTomaso handling all the kicking duties. By all accounts, got a good leg that's going to try to flip the field here. No, it's going to be Amari Burse.
Just like Stephen Cannon last year. And Amari actually averaged 40 yards a punt in the scrimmage against Somerville. He does a good job of getting the football to turn over. He's going to need a good one here to try to flip this field.
I spoke too soon. So it is Amari Burse. Amari, nice high hang. Boy, hit the wind and just died. Oh, it takes a terrible bounce. Rolls back the other way. They're going to pick it up and run for a touchdown. That is unbelievable. A touchdown. I don't even know how to describe that, by Nick Carroll. The punt went up. The wind caught it, pushed it sideways. It hit the ground, took an immediate backspin, and everybody for BC was upfield. It rolled to a guy who was late getting down the field. And Mincy, he just grabbed it, turned and ran. There was nobody there for a touchdown.
Yeah, it's about the oddest punt return touchdown you'll ever see. And Amari hit a good punt, but it's like when you're out on a golf course with no trees and it's windy, you hit it, it just goes straight up and stops. And then when it came back down, it hit a backspin hard and went back about 20 yards. BC's entire team was past the ball, doing their job, trying to cover the return man, and just into the waiting hands of a very happy Toombs player, and walks into the end zone for a touchdown.
So here's Alex Otero, who will handle the place-kicking duties. That was weird. I think on the punt, depending on where he actually grabbed it, I think the punt is going to end up being something probably like, -2 yards by the time it came back. So a -2 yard punt with a 22-yard return.
And that's one of those ones where you're not a specialist. If you're Amari, you're a guy who knows how to punt and can punt well, but you got to try to keep that one low and just drive it and hope you get a roll.
Point after is good. 7-0 Toombs up early on a freakish play. We're coming right back here. This is BC football presented by Cash and Carry.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Welcome back here, Memorial Stadium. You know, they keep showing up at the ballpark at a football field, and you'll see something you never see. And, Christian, I think we just saw it with a punt that hung up in the air. You thought, okay, it's not going to be a good punt, but maybe it'll just fall down and you down it there. Then takes a hellacious backwards roll, and everybody's upfield except for one guy from Toombs, and it bounces right to him. He grabs it and it's gone. Unbelievable. And not only that, it took the hop right into his gut, so he didn't have to bend over to try to pick it up. It was just right there. It's like, look what I found.
Well, nothing else. If you're BC, chance to get back on offense. Try to get it rolling.
Here's Jonathan Black taking it at the 10, across the 15. He's out to the 20, 25, 30, makes a man miss, goes up the left sideline at the 40, 45, 50, and out of bounds. I think they'll give him the 49 of Toombs, so a heck of a return by Jonathan Black. So much better field position here for BC here for drive number 2.
Yeah, especially as you look at the flags blowing, Kevin, and they are straight from our right to left, just gusting right now. So BC, even if you don't pick up a first down here, you flip the field. And we talked about how competitive that second kick returner spot was, because Danny Britt has one of those. That's just known. But with all the athletes that you have on this team, i.e. Stanley Smart, the fact that Jonathan Black is twitchy enough to get out there shows you what they think of his ability to make plays.
So Cadets start just on their side of the 50 at their 49. And they'll come out with 4 wides. They'll put Stanley Smart to the left of Amari here on first down. Here's the snap. Amari on a straight drop, looking, has a man, it's caught and run out of bounds at the 35, caught by Aaron Mallard. Just an up and out route. Christian, he was open and ran straight to the sideline.
It's a great route by Aaron Mallard, but I mean, I don't know that I saw the football once it left Amari Burse's hands. It's just a whip that he's got there, Kevin. And we know he's got a strong arm for playing shortstop, but does that always translate to football? No, but right there, that thing cut through the wind, no problem.
And a wind again blowing in the face of the Cadets. Right to left. Cadets trying to get lined up. Here's the snap. Amari going to give it to Stanley Smart off the left side. Made a man miss at the 30. He turns up the sideline. 20, 15, runs a man over at the 13, shoved out of bounds at the 12 by number 2, Nick Carroll, who ran that punt back. And that's 2 big men colliding there, but it's going to be 1st and 10 for BC at the Toombs County 17-yard line.
And that's the balanced offense that BC wants to have. Well, I say that. Procedure penalty is going to hurt, but you do see the balance that BC can have with this offense, where you get them to drop to 2 high safeties because you just beat them to the outside like that, and then Stanley Smart able to find some running room, and you see how dangerous he is.
Yeah, missed that flag across the way. So it'll be 1st and 15 from the Toombs 40. Cadets will stay in that 4-wide formation with Stanley Smart. Offset to the right. Here's the snap. Amari going to lean it up the sideline. Little too tall for Hall. Hall was going to have to pull down a one-handed grab. Decent coverage there up the left sideline by Alex Scott. And it'll be 2nd down and 15.
Yeah, and this is one of those plays now where you're not looking for 15. You're looking for 5 to 8 yards here to try to cut this in half, make it 3rd and manageable. If you can get inside the 30-yard line, I'd say you maybe take a shot, but with as strong as this wind's blowing, you might have 3 downs to go for this year.
Yeah, it is starched. Now it's blowing straight across the field from BC side to Toombs. And here's the snap to Amari. Rolls near side, throws it, caught. Mallard, he's at the 30, 25, runs out of a tackle, 20, shoved out of bounds. Inside the 20, and that'll be a first down. And that's what you get with Amari. You rolled him out, threw it on the run. Has the ability to do that and hit Aaron Mallard right out in front of him, caught it in stride, and turned the corner for a first down.
Yeah, a little flood concept right there. Sprint out from Amari Burst. And just in stride hits Aaron Mallard on about a 10-yard out route, and he's able to do the rest. Big play for BC.
The snap, they'll work it back near side. This is going to be Stanley Smart. He'll get to the 19, so he's going to lose a yard on first down. They ran to the overloaded side there. Christian just couldn't hold the corner for him.
Yeah, they're going to do their best to take care of Stanley Smart and make Amari Burst beat them throwing the football.
So it'll be second down, and they actually mark him back to the 20. I thought Stanley got inside there, but they mark him back to the 20. So second down and 12 here for the Cadets. They'll bring everybody in tight. Kind of a
There's a flag on the play.
And this will be half the distance, so it may not give BC a first down, but it'll be close. Let's see what the call is here. They're talking to some of the BC players. Now they're going to mark it off. Should be half the distance, which would put it at the 8-yard line, right at the sticks. Are they going to give them a first down? They're looking. If not, it's going to be third and a couple of inches. So they don't have enough for the first down. It's going to be third and inches. And now what are they going to do? They're going to measure? How are they going to measure when they just walked it off? I mean, how precise is this from where they picked it up?
That's called with pass interference and not holding.
This is the strangest thing. Seen a couple of strange things here in the first quarter already. You just had a penalty walk-off, and now you're going to measure the walk-off, which I don't know how you determine that you are equidistant from where you marked it off at. And they are going to be about half a football short. So it'll bring up third down, half a football. And let's see if BC changes the play call here. They're going to say huddle up. And in years past, you would say just let the quarterback sneak it. Let's see if they let Amari do just that. They'll move Aaron Mallard here to the near side. He's got single coverage. Maybe they feel like they could do a jump pass and still have fourth down. You also have an I formation. It's Rasheem Jackson and Stanley Smart behind Amari Burst. So third and a length of a football from the Toombs 8. 6:38 to go here in the first. It's 7-0 Toombs. Amari's going to sneak it off the right side. Got plenty down to the 6-yard line. That'll move the chains. That's a BC Brothers moving first down. And that'll move the chains and give them first and goal from the 6. And that time you see where they like to run. Got behind Reef Leonard, Noah Brainerd, and just moved the stack. So Burst now in a pistol look with Smart behind him. Mallard, the solo receiver out left. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Stanley off the right side. Oh, he slipped and fell on the turf. He was going in for the touchdown and tried to cut back and slipped, lost his footing, and down to the 2, so it'll be second down and goal.
Second and 4.
So here's Burst. He'll take the snap. They'll go to Stanley Smart again. He'll move the stack and get turned around by 4 or 5 Toombs Bulldogs. MJ Burton in there to lead the charge for Toombs.
Very little if any gain.
And now it's third and goal. Let's see if BC changes some personnel here. They're going to bring in 2 H-backs. We got Liam Dolan and Turner Walker in there. And they will both stack off to the right side. Stanley Smart to the right of Amari Burse. Third down and goal from the 4. Here's the snap. Amari going to keep it himself. Tries to turn the corner and in there for a touchdown. Quarterback keeper Amari Burse. And he just got behind the big bodies and ran it in there for a touchdown. And BC with an extra point of tying this game up with 5:14 to go. It's 7-6. And a nice drive after the kick return for BC to get on the scoreboard. Parker DiTomaso will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Amari Burse. So DiTomaso, nice hold. The kick is up. It's right through there and good. And it's 7-7, 5:14 to go here in the first quarter. We're all tied up. This is Cadet Football presented by Cash and Carry.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Cadets answered and lead it, tied 7-7 here against Toombs. So what an answer there by the Cadets. Amari Burse doing it with his legs, the final 4 yards for the touchdown. And we're all tied up. Wind continues to howl around here at Memorial Stadium. It's blowing right back in the face of the Cadets again as they work left to right. They're kicking out of the open end of Memorial Stadium, if you will, towards the field house. And let's see if that changes the thinking after that Amari Burse punt, if they're, hey, just keep it low and drive it on the ground. .5:14 to go here in the first quarter. Opening night of high school football around the state. And DiTomaso will pooch it up again up the near side. Going to be caught at the 22 by the up back across the 25 to the 30. Missed tackle and finally brought down at the 45. A helmet goes rolling. But the tackle made by Dontre Ford. And Toombs with great field position there all the way out at the 45. Now they'll give him the 46-yard line. And Toombs with great field position, but they have a player down. It's going to be Carmelo Ricks, a sophomore outside linebacker, running back for him. And he is clutching that ankle. Hope it's not too bad. We'll step aside here as well for the injury timeout. This is Cadets Football on Watch BC Sports.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. injured Bulldog was Carmelo Ricks. I had to help him off the field. They're tending to that ankle on the far side, but Toombs with the football from the 46-yard line after the big kick return on the short pooch punt. Here is Owens. They'll put a man in jet motion. They'll give it to him on the come around. BC there to defend a missed tackle, and he's finally going to be popped. That's Damari Perry at the 49-yard line, but not before a gain of 4. And again, they just did a little swing pass off rocket motion there, and that's going to get 4 to be 2nd and 6 here for the Bulldogs.
3, 2nd and 7.
Cadets flowing to the football. And again, defensively, trying to establish something along that line of scrimmage, but have played fairly well out to the sides here against Toombs early on. Owens out of a shotgun with twins up top. Here's the play action. They'll run the slant, almost intercepted. And that was Karan Hall, who almost stepped in and jumped the slant route. If he catches that, it's a touchdown going the other way. But it will bring up 3rd down for Toombs. Ball's at their own 49-yard line. Cadets doing a good job of staying at home on the play action. Maybe some early season jitters. Owens looking at the sideline like, what are you trying to tell me here? Now he's got the play. So a big 3rd down here early in the first quarter as Benedictine trying to get off the field. Owens got twins here to the short side, one receiver way up top, and Mincy to his right. They'll put a man in motion. They'll give it to the big man coming across the formation. A flag comes out. That'll be a 1st down and more. Missed tackles. Up the right sideline goes Slade McDonald, but this is going to come back. They got a hold on BC. BC had to angle in pursuit, and once McDonald got the hold, he turned the corner. I mean, that's not going to be anything you're going to want to put on the tape. There were some bad, but he's going to get back. Karan Hall looks hobbled coming off here to the near side. You got Thomas Brennan coming into the ball game. And let's see what the Cadets do here. 3rd and very long. They'll push Toombs way back, but ran wide out jet motion and just gave it to the big kid McDonald. And that'll push it all the way back to the 39-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and call it 17.
So bring up 3rd and 17.
And Toombs will go with 4 wides. Wind really whipping around here at Memorial Stadium. 4 wides in the formation. Here's Owens. BC, did somebody move? That looked like Caden Thomas was ready to take an early jump, but nobody moved there for Toombs. Owens says he's ready to go. The 3rd down snap. They'll fling it out into flat. Going to be caught and makes a man miss, and it's going to end up with a 1st down and more, and a touchdown saving tackle by Rasheem Jackson all the way down at the 32-yard line of BC. That was just a little slip screen, that one missed tackle, and away he went. That was Brandon Stevens for Toombs. And just poor angles and poor tackling there at the edge for BC that time. 3:48 counting here in the first. Toombs will stay in that same formation. And they will put Dontarius Mincy to the left of Owens. Takes the snap. He'll look into slot. Is going to be caught. And Damari Perry hits him immediately and brings down Dion Moore. A gain of maybe 3 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. BC late right now, getting to the edge on those interior receivers.
Ball's going to be marked at about the 29-yard line, 2nd down and 7.
So you're having a linebacker having to really hustle to get out there to cover the slot. And it's cost BC a couple of times here on this drive. Second down and 7 inside 3 minutes to go here in the first. Here's the snap. The give is straight ahead and stuck at the 27-yard line, a gain of 2. That was Mincy running it forward. And it looks like Rasheed Jackson stepped up and made the tackle once again. So it'll be third down and 5 here for Toombs. Last time Cadets had a chance to get off the field, they gave up a huge play on third down. And Toombs going to go right back to it. You got Thomas Brennan covering a man in the slot to the far side of the field. Now they're going to play way off. Boy, a quick out pass would be almost a sure first down. And what happened? Delay of game or a timeout? Did they get it? They're going to say Toombs called timeout. So it'll be third and 6. When we come back, 7-7 our score. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Coming out of the timeout, it's going to be third down and 5. Cadets need a big stop. I think that timeout probably fortunate for BC. They backed off in coverage and really had the wide side of the field loosely covered, and they only need 5. And a quick out probably would have gotten them that. Let's see if BC stays off again, or if they cheat to the slot. They do not. Thomas Brennan in the slot's about 10 yards off the ball. They need 5. They'll check back here to the near side. Rasheed Jackson, the linebacker on that side, to help out in the slot. Let's see where they go. Here's the snap. They'll go out there, a little out route. It's going to be caught. That's going to be right at the stick. Tackle made by Aaron Mallard. He's going to be short. 4th and a half a yard at the BC 23. They're going to go for this all day long, I would imagine. But again, the little quick outs, you're seeing linebackers chase to the outside, and they're just late getting out there to help in coverage. It is easy 5, 6, 7 yards right now for Toombs. Fourth down. And a full yard, we'll call it. They're on the 23. They need the 22. Toombs in a shotgun. Here's the snap. They'll go to Mincy. Cuts back. Nobody there. Breaks a tackle at the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. A 22-yard touchdown on 4th and 1. And those are huge plays. You've had 3 get off the field downs on that drive, and BC gave up huge yardage on all 3 of those in that scenario. It ends up in a Toombs touchdown, and they trail it 13-7. Going to bring on Alex Otero for the point after. Danny Britt, hands on hips, can't be happy. There's the point after, up and good with how his defense has played at times here in this first quarter. 1:06 to go, still in the first. It's 14-7. We'll step aside. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Cadets gave up the long touchdown drive there to Toombs, but it was chunk plays on key downs that kind of ate them alive. 3rd and longs and then a 4th and 1 to get off the field, and gave up 22 yards for a touchdown. And the Cadets trail it 14-7. You've got Aaron Mallard and Dontre Ford back deep for BC. Let's see if Otero kicks him the football. Cadets had a nice return their last possession. And they're going to pooch it up. And it will come down. Who's going to take it? Coming back near side and cutting in traffic out to the 35 is going to be Cole Henderson. And the Cadets will have it 1st and 10 from their 35. Offense looked a whole lot better their last drive. And let's go through here. One to go here in the first quarter. So 61 seconds to go. Cadets trying to keep pace here with Toombs early. As Burse in a shotgun, he'll put Mallard in motion. They'll ride the belly, not give it to him. They'll route up the near sideline looking for Henderson, overthrown. Cole ran out of bounds as well and deep to get pass interference. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Cadets working left to right here in quarter number 1. So a big 2nd down here as that stops the clock with 54 seconds to go. Been a long first quarter here. 21 points scored. We're not done yet between the two teams. So here's Burse on 2nd down. Straight drop out of a shotgun. Here comes the pressure. Amari rolls near side. Looking, going to take it himself and get out of bounds at the 36, maybe the 37. They're going to give him 1. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 9.
3rd and 9.
So a big 3rd down play now here for the Cadets. So let's see what A.J. DePhillips' offense does here on 3rd and long from the BC 36-yard line. Here's the snap. Amari on a straight drop, looking. Pump fake's going to be flushed out and sacked. Brought down back at the 24 by big defensive end Zaylen Davis. And it's going to be 4th and 8 miles here for the Cadets. And now, interesting, if you're Danny Britt, do you let this clock run out so you can punt with the wind? The last one just was a lob wedge that went up there and died and ended up kind of a gift to Toombs. They don't have to snap it. If I'm Danny Britt, I know it's gamesmanship a little bit, but you wait, take it to the next quarter and get the wind in your favor a little bit. Oh, they're going to snap it. The punt almost got blocked. It goes up in the air and maybe the 50-yard line. Let's see where they walk it off at. Oh, they're still going. Oh, my goodness. All the way back to the 44 of BC. So one and a half seconds. Again, kind of surprised that maybe you don't let that wind down and kick the other direction. Wind was in your face. You can see the flags across the way blowing right to left. And again, if you weren't going to have the play clock run out on you, and could have kicked with the wind. But as it stands, you've got great field position for Toombs. They're going to get it on the BC 45-yard line, 44-yard line. And still 1 second left here in the quarter. So here's Owens. He'll move his running back to the right. Now puts a man in motion. They will give it to him on the jet sweep, trying to turn the corner and still on his feet, knocked out of bounds. At about the BC 39-yard line goes Nick Carroll, and that'll end the first quarter. 14-7 our score. When we come back, it'll be 2nd down and 6 here for Toombs. That's going to do it for the first quarter. This is Cadet Football. Watch BC Sports.
About 4.
My name is Chris Williams. My wife Corey and I own C. Williams & Associates here in Savannah, Georgia, and we are proud sponsors of Benedictine Athletics. We have 3 different offices in downtown Savannah with 16 therapists providing a variety of different services, including individual therapy, couples therapy, group counseling, walk and talk therapy, as well as mind in motion, which integrates traditional talk therapy with personal training. When it comes to mental health, having a game plan is important, and we're here to help you find yours.
BC Brothers Moving is here to take the stress out of moving. With honest pricing, reliable crews, and no surprises, there's no wonder why they're Savannah's most trusted movers. Reach out today for a quote and get ready to move the chains with BC Brothers Moving.
Welcome back here as we get ready to start the second quarter. Cadets trail at 14-7. Toombs with the football to be 2nd and 6 from the BC 40. They now work left to right, so they'll be working into the wind here. Will Toombs here in quarter number 2. Owens will take the snap to get it started. He'll fling it out in the flat, going to be caught and trying to turn the corner. That'll be a first down, and Moore still on his feet and out of bounds at the 20-yard line goes Kareem Palmer. Another one of those big, bulky players for Toombs, and the tackling has been poor, but they're getting out blocked at the edge as well. And another first down here for Toombs. And again, I don't say this hardly at all about a BC team under Danny Britt. They're just getting beat to the edge, and usually that is not the case defensively. You got to come straight at them. And right now they're just left and right, left and right. Here's the pass, or here's the snap. It goes straight ahead, and there you go. Just 2 yards straight ahead before they bring down Mincy. And it'll bring up second down and about 8.
Adams, number 23 on the carry.
Cadets doing some substituting along the defensive front. Aaron Brown going to come in. So second down here for Toombs. BC juggling some guys along the defensive front. Here's the snap. They'll go straight ahead, and that'll be 3-4 yards, pushing the stack. Cadets will turn him around at about the 11-yard line. It'll bring up third down and 2 here for BC. Not a lot of great answers defensively. Teron Hall kind of hobbling around back there at safety for the Cadets.
13-yard line.
They're going to move it back. It'll be 3rd and 3.
Third down and 3.
So they move him back to the 12. Owens out of a pistol. They got the running back offset. It's going to be Zay Walton, a junior running back. They'll move a receiver out to the left. He's got twins out there. Man coverage out to the right here on 3rd and 3. They'll run it here to the near side off tackle and swarmed over. That was going to be Caden Thomas coming off the edge there and covering it up. It's going to be 4th down. And I think Toombs has got enough gusto here in game number 1. They're going to go for this. Maybe, nope, they're going to trot on Otero to drive it. He's going to be kicking into the wind. So he's going to be on the far hash. It'll be a 31-yarder into the wind. Flags maybe now blowing right to left, so blowing away from the hash towards the Toombs sideline. So a 31-yarder with 9.5 minutes to go here in quarter number 2. And what do we have? Flag comes in. Offside. Oh, my goodness. Offsides against BC. That's going to be awfully close. It was 4th and 5. And Danny Britt is going, who was offsides? And Danny Britt out by the numbers. That's offsides against BC. That'll probably give them a first down. That's going to give them 1st and goal just inside the 10. So another mental mistake there by the Cadets. I know Galen Houston and Danny Britt can't be happy the way their defense is playing. Some mental mistakes, just some stuff you don't normally see the Cadets do on defense. Some of that's them, game 1. Some of that's, hey, Toombs is a good football team. And they are executing at a high level right now. 9:08 and counting here in quarter number 2. Cadets trying to keep them out of the end zone. It's 1st and goal for Toombs. Here's the snap. They go straight ahead down towards the 5. Rasheen Jackson and company turning back there. It'll be 2nd and goal after a gain of about 5 on the play.
Number 1, Nancy on the carry.
And gut check time here early in game number 1 here for this Cadets defense. And they'll give it straight ahead again. That's going to go in for a touchdown. Dontarius Mincy. And that was knife through butter right up the gut that time for a touchdown. And it's 20-7. Benedictine, I will say the first one was a gift, but after that, their defense has not played well. And so now Otero with the point after. To make it 21-7. And Cadets are going to need an answer offensively here. So the point after touchdown. High snap controlled. It's up, and it is good. 21-7. Our score, Toombs out in front. We'll step aside. This is Cadet football on Watch BC Sports.
Serving fresh, locally inspired seafood since 1965, Despacito's Seafood Restaurant in Thunderbolt, Georgia is made with tradition, quality, and flavor you can taste.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics. Go BC!
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium, 21-7. Toombs County out on top. Cadets have had a few answers defensively. Offensively, put together a nice drive and kind of spit and sputtered the other two. And they find themselves in an early hole here in game number 1. 8:32 to go before half. And Otero pooched one up last time. Let's see if they do it again. They'll pooch it up to the left side, and it's going to come down and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Brought in by Cole Henderson. And that's where the Cadets will take over 1st and 10. Here on their 4th possession of the ball game. So 8.5 minutes to go here. And we will see another look at Omari Burse and this Cadet offense. They'll have Karan Hall, Aaron Mallard out wide to the left. They'll put 2 H-backs to the right. And Stanley Smart off to the left of Omari. He'll put a H-back in motion. Here to the left on 1st and 10. Here's the snap. Omari going to counter it back to Stanley Smart. Stanley slips through, still on his feet. Now he's spun around at the 35, and a helmet goes flying. Give him a gain of 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And somebody's going to have to come off. It's going to be one of those offensive linemen. It was Colin Ward's going to have to come out. They'll bring in Aaron Brown while they adjust the helmet there on the near side. He's got to come out for one play. So a little bit of a shift there on the BC offensive line. 8:15 to go here in the first half. So here's the snap. They'll flare it out in the flat. Aaron Mallard, incomplete. And that was just a poor throw by Omari that time. Threw it behind Mallard, who was coming in motion. And Omari had to kind of reach back and try to grab the football. And it bobbled out of his arms, incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. That's looking for anything to kind of get their momentum going here. So a big 3rd down here for BC from their own 35-yard line. Thomas Brennan running on late. Cadets will go 4 wide here on 3rd and 8. Here's the snap. Omari looking, pressure in his face, going to go up the left side. He's got Aaron Mallard. The pass is too long up the left side. Omari kind of lead him out there. Mallard had a step, but too far out of bounds. And it'll be 4th down. Cadets are going to have to punt. They will at least have the wind with them here in quarter number 2. And let's see if Omari can flip the field here. Great field position much of the night for Toombs on their possession. After that last one, defensively, that's what you didn't want to see, was a 3-and-out there by BC. Here's the snap to Amari Burse. High hanger, much better punt. Going to be fair caught at the 36-yard line, leaning forward. Almost dropped it, but it was caught there by Nick Carroll at the 36 of Toombs. And that's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. And the BC defense really needing a stop here. So it's all on this Cadet defense right now. Got to step up and make a play here. Somebody needs to be a difference maker. Uh, 7 minutes and 51 seconds here in the second. Here's Owens. And they'll check back here to their sideline with Buddy Martin and that Toombs staff. Twins to the right, one up top. Here's Owens with the snap. He'll look near side in the slot that time. A missed tackle, and that's going to turn the corner. 50, 45, 40, and out of bounds at the 35. And just a missed tackle out in the slot turns into a 35-yard gain in the 1st and 10 for Toombs. And it was complete to Carroll. And again, they're just wearing out the Cadets with the same type scheme. They're going to the slot guy, either quick, out in the flat, or just a late slant, and the Cadets are late getting out there in coverage. And they're playing kind of loose off the ball. And you're seeing a linebacker chase late. Here's the snap. They'll go straight ahead. And that's right up the middle. Rasheem Jackson going to bring them down inside the 30 at the 29. As it was Mincy going straight ahead. It's 2nd down and 3, a gain of 7 on 1st down. And Cadet football, or Cadet defense, getting manhandled at the point of attack here. Big offensive lineman for the Bulldogs. And here it is on 2nd and short. They'll give it to Mincy straight ahead. He's got a 1st down and more. The 20 makes a man miss. 25, 10, 5, and falls down to the 2. I was calling it backwards, but missed tackles galore by the Cadets in the front 7. And Mincy gets it down to the 1. It's 1st and goal. So 2 or 3 busted tackles before it got down to the secondary. And again, Cadets late to the football, having to make tackles deep by that back 4. And it's 1st and goal. Cadets going to go try to keep him out of the end zone as Toombs goes jumbo out of a diamond look. Here's the snap. They'll go Mincy straight ahead, and he'll push the pile in for a touchdown. And with 6:40 to go, it's 27-7. And Cadets are just getting pushed around. And again, for all the positives you could take out of that Somerville game, you haven't had a lot so far here in the first half of this one. Yeah, the punt went the wrong direction for one of the touchdowns, but the other 3 drives, Toombs has put together just a fantastic drive. And just gash it. Here's the kick. The point after is up, and it is good. 28-7. The score here with 6:40 to go. We are coming right back. This is Cadets football on Watch BC Sports.
If you're looking for high energy, great food, and a perfect place to catch the game, look no further than Midtown Sports Grill in Savannah. Daily food specials, live music, trivia, and so much more. Stop by Midtown Sports Grill today.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics. Go BC!
Stadium 28-7. Toombs County has been rolling here over BC. Cadets have got to find an answer. Put together a sustained drive. They've really only had one thus far. Here's a pooch kick. It's going to come down. That's going to be Mallard at the 27 across the 30. Makes a man miss. 35. Here comes in at the 40. 45 across the 50. 45. Lowers the boom at the 40. And Otero, the kicker, runs him out of bounds at about the 39-yard line of Toombs. So great field position here for BC with 6.5 minutes to go in the first half. They're going to have to try to cash this in. But that's why you shoot short against BC, keep it out of the hands. Man, Aaron Mallard made one man miss, and it was off to the races. So let's see what A.J. DePhillips has in store to try to get something going offensively. They've had a lot of bobbles in the passing game, just some you haven't been able to connect on. First out of a shotgun on first down from the Toombs 40. They'll put Mallard in motion. He'll come in tight. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Mallard on the right side. Makes a man miss. Cuts back and tripped. Inside the 38 down to the 37. So give him 3 on first down. It'll bring up 2nd down and 7. With 6:15 to go here in quarter number 2. 6 minutes and 8 seconds counting here. They'll take a snap. Burst going to counter back to Stanley Smart. Stanley trying to cut it inside. Drags the pile forward. Down towards the 32-yard line. Be just short of a first down. It's going to be 3rd down. Call it 2 here for BC. And Cadets trying to establish the power run game. .540 and rolling here in the second quarter. They'll go to the flex bone. They'll give it straight ahead. Smart, and he's going to get turned around. Big defensive tackle. Number 98, Jamarcus Johnson, grabbed him and spun him back. It's going to be 4th and now 3 after the loss of a yard by Stanley Smart. And I think BC's going to have to go for this. They're going to bring in Isaac Scott, Rasheen Jackson coming in. So BC trying to bring in a little more beef maybe offensively. And they're going to go for this on 4th down. So 4th down, maybe 2.5. Everybody in tight. A couple of wide receivers up top. And now what do we have? Timeout. BC going to take it on 4th down and 2. 4:54 to go. Timeout BC. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football. Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. Coming out of this timeout, going to be 4th down. Call it 2.5 here for the Cadets. And trying to get something going offensively here. Great field. And they'd like to dial up BC Brothers moving and move those chains here. Trying to punch one in here before the half. They will get the ball to start the second half. So burst under center. I formation, receiver to either side. And now what do we have? They threw a flag, but it came from the back judge. And they had just gotten ready for play. So I don't know how there was a flag that quick. Yeah, no flag. I mean, they literally just blew the play ready to go and then threw a flag. Here's the snap. Burst. Going to play action. Rolling to his right. Looking. Has a man. It's going to be caught and dropped. Had a man at the 15-yard line. He was open. And it was Liam Dolan right there near the sideline. And when he went to turn, tried to run without the football, it was incomplete. Nice play call. Just couldn't execute. It's been that kind of night here for BC in the first half. Had some opportunities and just not executing defensively. Had some opportunities, missed tackles, killing them. And now with 4:49 to go in the half, got to find a gut check stop here on defense to avoid going down 35-7 going into the locker room. So Toombs right back at it here on offense. A good-looking ball club thus far. Big physical wide receivers, big offensive line. And they got a pounding running back as well. And they're wearing out the Cadets here early in this ball game. Here's the snap. Owens, play action, looking, winds up, tries to get out of the pocket. He's going to be brought down and sacked. And brought down by Caden Thomas. And that's a big momentum play there for that Cadet defense as Thomas beat his man off the edge. And that'll bring up second down and about 19. So a big loss there on first down, and one of the few sparks from this BC defense here in this first half. So second down and long here for Toombs. 4 minutes and 8 seconds. Here's the snap. They'll give it to Mincy straight ahead. Missed tackle, got to the hole, and now upended by John Black. Out at the Toombs 36-yard line. Going to make it 3rd and 7. So a big gain there on second down. They just ran it right at him.
Number 17, Caden Thomas again on that play for the Cadets.
So they're getting deep in that BC secondary. All those guys in the back four making a lot of tackles here. Third down, we'll call it 6.5 here for Toombs. Cadets need to get off the field here. Owens changing the play here with his offensive lineman. Now steps up out of a shotgun, takes the snap. He'll give it to Mincy again. They'll go straight ahead, that time going nowhere. And brought down. Nicely tackled. That's going to be by Jackson. I think both Jacksons, Nick Jackson and Rasheen Jackson. And it'll bring up 4th down and 4. And looks like Toombs going to punt the football. And Aaron Mallard will go back deep here for BC. Amari Eason, a senior, wide receiver, going to punt here for Toombs. Let's see what kind of leg he has. The wind has died down considerably here in the last 10 or 15 minutes. Wind lightly blowing across the way. And looks like Toombs going to get called for a delay. And they are. So that'll back them up 5 more yards. Two minutes, 24 seconds. They had delay a game. They're going to move them back. So that'll make it 4th down and 8. Put the ball back at the 34-yard line of Toombs. Mallard back at about the 32 of BC. So 2:24, still an opportunity for the Cadets to make something happen before the half. High snap. Here's the kick. It's a nice one, end over end. Going to chase Aaron back to the 25. He'll take it there, make a couple of men miss, and they lost the football, and Toombs falls on it. Unbelievable. Had shook a couple of guys, got across the 25, and got popped from the back. And it's been that kind of night for BC. So Toombs will get it at the 26. A flag on the play at the 43 of Toombs. If it's against BC, it'll get declined for sure.
Recovered by the Bulldogs. There's a flag on the play.
I'll see what the call is. Personal foul against Toombs. So a first down BC. What a break that was. Well, he pointed first down in the wrong direction, so he pointed towards first down BC. I think he meant to say Toombs. So the ball goes back to the 41 of BC. Toombs still with the football. Again, when he called the penalty, he pointed first down the direction BC was going, which was wrong. And Danny Britt out on the field. I think he has some questions for some of the officials. I think the BC officials are saying, hey, you pointed and said it was first down for us. He's trying to get an explanation here with 2:13. If it was a dead ball personal foul after the play, it should be a walk-off like they did and still be Toombs' ball. But Again, the head official called the penalty and then pointed first down for BC. Maybe he forgot the ball was fumbled. I'm not sure, but he did point the wrong way, and I think that's what the cadets are asking here. And depending, the cadets may say, we want you to re-kick it. But if it was dead ball, you can't do that. Danny Britt asking for an explanation, not going to get one. So 1st and 10 from the 41 of BC, 2:13 to go in the half. Toombs with the football once again. Owens takes the snap. He'll give it straight ahead. Cutting back near side. Makes a man miss. There goes Mincy. 30, 25, 20. He's going to go all the way untouched for a touchdown. So a 41-yard touchdown for Mincy makes it 34-7. And there ain't a whole lot of answers defensively for BC right now. Trying to step up and make a tackle. Going to be gut check time certainly in the locker room here for the cadets. As not a lot has gone right here for BC. They had one good offensive drive. The rest they've kind of spit and sputtered around. And defensively, they've struggled, to say the least, to get off the field. Here's the snap, the point after flag comes in. And a false start against Toombs, so they're going to back him up, make him kick it again.
False start on the Bulldogs.
You can see Toombs, why they were a state runner-up last year as well, really coming out playing tough and have controlled the lines of scrimmage here early on in this football game. So they'll back it up, the point after 5 yards, and we'll do it again. Here's Otero with the point after. Snap, the kick is up, and it is no good. He missed it out to the left, so it's 34-7, just over 2 minutes to go here in the quarter. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com. Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the first half. And Otero will kick it off. They're going to kick it deep this time and back towards the 5-yard line. Going to be caught there at the 10, 15, 20. Out off the right side to 25, and down he goes at the 25 is Dontre Ford.
Number 9.
So BC with a minute 54 to go here in the half. Need to get some points on the board. And it's been a good smack in the face here. Again, after as well as they played up in Somerville in the scrimmage, it has been the complete opposite here. And road doesn't get any easier next week as Hebron Christian comes to town. They're state champion last year. And then Camden County awaits the week after that. So here is the snap to Burse. Stanley Smart going to try to turn the corner right side, and he will get 3-4 yards out towards the 30. Call him down at the 29. And now a flag comes flying in late from the defensive backfield. And there may be some extracurricular after the play was blown dead from Toombs County. And let's see what the official call is. That will be good if it goes against Toombs. Saw a BC lineman kind of getting up like he wouldn't let go of his shoe or something. It kind of fell down out of there. A minute 43 to go before the half. And let's get the official call. Personal foul against BC. Didn't see that.
Personal foul.
So that's going to back it up all the way back
to the 15-yard line.
To the 14-yard line of BC. It's going to be second and a mile and a half here for the Cadets. Again, ball's on the 14. They need the 35 to get a first down. A minute 43 to go here in the first half. So Cadets trying to get lined up. So second and 21 here for the Cadets. And now what do we have? Danny Britt wants a timeout. And had some trouble getting to play and getting lined up. They'll take a timeout. We'll take it with them quickly. 1:43 to go. Cadets to the timeout. They trail big here on Watch BC Sports.
Want to make
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium, 34-7. Cadets getting steamrolled by the Bulldogs of Toombs County here in this first half, and they're in a big hole here, second down and 21 with a minute 43 to go in the first half. They'll put some H-backs to the left, twins to the left. Here's the snap to Omari. They'll give it to Stanley Smart. Tries to turn the corner across the 15, 20. Got a block at the 25. Jumps him in at the 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds. That's going to be a first down. A gain of 23 by Stanley Smart. And that'll call up the BC Brothers moving the change. And that's a first down. And that'll stop the clock with 95 seconds to go in the first half. Let's see if BC can keep it going here. They'll flip the formation, twins to the right this time. The snap, they'll counter back with Smart across the 40. Stanley going to get popped at the 42 and give him a gain of about 3 or 4 yards there on first down. And BC going to try to go tempo here.
On the carry. Gain of about 4. Second and 6.
So second down, call it 6. Clock continues to roll. Same formation for the Gets with twins and an H-back all to the right side. Here's the snap. They'll pull everyone to the left. Stanley Smart trying to cut back in the hole across the 45 out to the 47, awfully close to a first down. They got it marked short on the far sideline. They're looking here on the near sideline. He needs the 48-yard line. He's just as short. So it's going to be third down at about a half a yard. They're eyeballing it. There's third down. They're going to stop it and measure. Far sideline is just inside the 48-yard line. The ball is sitting on the 47. I don't even think this is close enough to measure. Again, the stick was just inside the 48 on the far sideline. The ball is sitting on the 47. This should be like almost a full yard short. If this is remotely close, I don't know what they were looking at. Yeah, almost a full yard. So it'll be third down and 1.
Third down and 1.
Again, they looked at that an awful long time, but look where the ball's laying on the turf and where the stick was placed down. Wasn't even close. So third and 1 here for BC. They'll try to keep the chains moving, but 59 seconds. They do still have 2 timeouts. Clock starts to run. Amari goes under center. They'll put the H back to the left side. Here's the snap. Amari will give it tail of that eye. Stanley Smart out towards midfield. He'll have the first down. And that's the BC brothers moving the chains. First down. Clock's going to roll when they set the sticks. 46.5 to go in the half. Cadets trying to get something going here. Amari steps back in a shotgun. Clock continues to roll. Toombs will walk some men up to the line of scrimmage. Amari straight drop, looking. Pressure from the backside. Going to wind up, let it go. Has a man going to the corner. It's going to be caught. No, it's a 10-5 touchdown. Adjusted on the football, made the catch, and a 50-yard touchdown from Amari Burst to Aaron Mallard, and it's 34-13 with 27 seconds to go in the half. So a little sign of life here in the last minute for BC. And now D. Tomaso will try the point after. And Cadets will get the football to start the second half. And here's the kick. It's up, and it is right through there and good. 34-13. 27.8 to go here in the half. Again, Cadets will get the football to start things off here in the second half. So can you hold Toombs off the scoreboard for a half a minute? A good kickoff might let you just down it and go from there. BC still does have 2 timeouts, so depending on what happens on first down, maybe you use some of those and see if you can't get the ball back. But after this half, I think you keep them off the scoreboard and try to regroup. Because for, 28 minutes, essentially, it was utter domination by Toombs County at the point of attack. And they're looking for personnel here on the kickoff. Now they got it. And let's see if the Cadets, interestingly enough, the wind has shifted. It's not very hard right now, but flags across the way now going left to right, which will be blowing in the face of the Cadets again. So kind of got it in the wind blowing in their face both quarters, if you can believe that. And again, been that kind of night here for BC where weird stuff has happened and just not a lot of breaks your way.
Number 99, Steve Tomaso, the kickoff for the Cadets.
Well, let's see how Danny Britt plays it here with 27 seconds. D. Tomaso says he's ready to go and will boot it high and short in the air. Going to come down at the 29-yard line. They're going to return it all the way across the formation and driven and brought down at the 30. Wrapped up by Jack Calhoun, and now a flag comes out late. Around the 19-yard line. BC folks got excited. Let's see who that goes against. BC coaches look agitated on the near sideline, so this might be going against them. They're still figuring it out. Haven't got an official call on what it is, but if you go by body language, the BC coaches don't appear to like what's about to happen here. And they keep pointing up towards midfield, so it's going to be walked off against BC. They'll put it down at the 30, personal foul against BC.
Number 6 is 15-yard personal foul.
And that'll push the, well, they're going to say they're going to mark it off from the 30. So it goes all the way up to the 45. So good Lord. Now with 21 seconds, great field position for Toombs. So another personal foul goes against the Cadets. And now here's Toombs. They still have 2 timeouts right here before the half. Here's the snap. They'll give it straight ahead, cutting back inside and nicely wrapped up. The Cadets have him that time. brought down by Carson Granger on the inside. As they gave it to Minson, it looks like Toombs might be content to take it to the locker room. And that will send it to halftime. 34-14, the Cadets scraped together a little respectability there in the late stages of the quarter. But 34-14 against the state runner-up. It's got the Cadets whipped here in the first half. Danny Britt and coach is still talking to the officials on their way to the locker room, trying to get an explanation for some stuff, and Coach Britt not happy about whatever they told him. He'll head down to the locker room. We'll come back. We will have the Bernard Williams halftime report when we return. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Go Bernard Williams.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Welcome back here, Bernard Williams halftime report. Toombs County 34 and BC 14. And we are joined by Christian Gokel. We apologize for some audio issues that we've had. We lost one of the microphones here tonight, but Christian going to be able to join us here for halftime. And Christian, first half, man, that was a whipping out the line of scrimmage there by Toombs County. And missed tackles, getting beat to the edge. Those are not hallmarks of a cadet defense.
Yeah, in football, it's very simple. Got to run the football, got to stop the run, and BC got an F in both of those in the first half. I think a lot of the game ends up flipping on that really weird punt that Amari hits just into the Gulf Stream, and it sends it back, bounces. I think they ended up picking it up behind the original line of scrimmage on the punt, but since then, just been completely unable to stop the inside run game from Toombs, and that's kind of been the crux. Now, I think there's a little bit of a spark of life there at the end of the first half. You get a stop, you go down, you score a touchdown on a nice play by Amari, extending with his legs, finds Aaron, and able to get into the end zone for a touchdown. But then more importantly, the defense comes out and gets another stop right there. So it was a bloodletting for about a quarter and a half right there. But credit to BC because they kept fighting, and all of a sudden you turn and you look, and it's a 20-point ball game. And BC's got a whole lot of time left to make this a football game. But very simple. If I'm in there and I'm Danny Britt, got to stop the run, got to start running your guys.
Yeah, and again, I think very atypical of Benedictine up there as well, Christian, where it's just couldn't get anything going on offense, and then defensively just porous. And I know Danny Britt will say, hey, that's why I play these games. So, hey, everybody's been telling us how good we were. We went up to Somerville and, waxed them over pretty good. And then here you are getting punched in the mouth 2 quarters into the season. He's probably upset in the moment, but probably like, this is what I'm talking about if you want to go make a run later in the season.
100%. I mean, what's more beneficial right now, Kevin? What happened to BC in the first half right now against Toombs, or scheduling a team that you know you're going to beat by 50 and feeling really good about yourself? And this is kind of what we've been talking about off air during breaks is BC went up to Somerville, a team that played in the highest classification in South Carolina, played in the state championship last year, and handled them in that scrimmage. Think they might have been feeling good about themselves these past couple of weeks. Oh, cool, we're BC. It's just the tire just keeps on spinning, baby. This bus is rolling. And then all of a sudden you come out here and it hit a tree named Toombs. And BC right now, I think, a little bit shell-shocked. But, again, felt like they came out of that a little bit towards the end of the second quarter, scored that touchdown, and got some stops. But it's so beneficial because it shows you where you're deficient right now, where you got to find some depth. But also it shows you some guys that can make some plays.
Getting beat to the edge, which we talk about a lot, that's not a staple of the Danny Britt defense or Galen Houston. A lot of times linebackers late getting out, and really in that first quarter wore you out on slot receivers outs, slot receiver slants, and you were just late getting out there, and it was 4 or 5 yards before first contact.
Yeah.
And then the tackling was poor on top of that.
I think the biggest thing is Toombs did their scouting report. They did their homework, and you expect nothing less. They know BC lost all but one starter from that secondary, lost both of their inside linebackers, so you're going to take advantage of that, and they certainly did. BC not feeling right, not making tackles on the edge, and just really not setting the edge at all there in the first half. So if you're Toombs, it's a great job scouting. If you're BC, you're going back and saying, hey, this is easy to fix. This is day one stuff. You got to set the edge. You might not make the tackle, but you got to force the guy to go out and around you and let somebody else make the tackle, and that just didn't happen in the first half. But again, it's a bunch of guys out there right now making their first ever varsity starts, trying to figure it out. And a lot of times you didn't even see Jonathan Black, who was the one starter you had coming back in the back seven, out there on defense, kind of conserving him a little bit on the offensive side of the ball. So it's been interesting from BC defensively, but these are such valuable reps.
Offensively, grade what you saw from Amari in the offense there in the first half.
C, I would say. I think there was some good stuff, but also a lot of just getting in their own way. But I think it's there, but you just got to not try to pick up 10 yards on first down. Pick up 3 yards, stay where you're supposed to be, and just keep chipping away.
We'll come back. We've got more to go here on the Bernard Williams Halftime Report here on Watch BC Sports.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Bernard Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Now, a little bit of the Toombs flair. We, don't get the band all the time here on the halftime show. But Kevin Thomas, Christian Gokel here, and again, wake up call in the first half if you're BC, Christian. If you're Danny Britt, if you're AJ DePhillips, Galen Houston. Obviously, it's not Panic City. But what are you telling your team here in the locker room? You do get the ball first, so again, for everything that went wrong, if you score coming out of the locker room, you're down 2 scores, and there's still a lot of football left.
Oh, that's exactly what I would say is, guys, you basically played as bad as you could have played in the first half. Coaches, the game plan might have been as bad as it could have been in the first half. Trainers, we probably didn't tape them up as well as we normally tape them up. Broadcast guys, you're certainly not doing your best job. So nobody in the BC team, except for Jack, have done their job. So got to come out in the second half, do your job, and I think things will start to click. We saw that in the second quarter. You got punched in the mouth. You figured it out. You started playing. Now you just got to keep chipping away. There's no 20-point score.
Yeah.
You got to go out there, put some points on the board, get a stop. Put some points on the board, get a stop, one thing at a time. Even if you don't win, you got to come out and show you have some heart, you have some character.
I think offensively the run game late started to come around when they kept hitting Stanley. I know that's one thing, Christian, that you know as a football guy. Sometimes it's like it's only 2 yards, and fans get antsy like, we're getting 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards. It's not working.
Yeah.
You're setting it up for later. And it seemed like later in the second quarter, especially that last drive, Stanley started coming around some extra blocks, and some things started opening up.
I think if you ask AJ what's one thing you wish you could have done different in the first half, it's feed 5, probably a little bit sooner. But at the same time, after the first couple drives, you realize you're at a disadvantage at the line of scrimmage, so you had to try some other stuff to get some guys out in space. But you got to feed 5. I think we saw that in the second quarter. We're going to see that a lot more. And then a couple more broken plays to Aaron Mallard, and all of a sudden you're back in the football game.
Certainly, we are at the half. Cadets trailing here on the Bernard Williams Halftime Report. We'll take another break. We'll come back here with more on Watch BC Sports.
At the very bottom.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics. Go BC!
BC Brothers Moving is here to take the stress out of moving. With honest pricing, reliable crews, and no surprises, there's no wonder why they're Savannah's most trusted movers. Reach out today for a quote and get ready to move the chains with BC Brothers Moving.
My name is Chris Williams. My wife Corey and I own C. Williams & Associates here in Savannah, Georgia, and we are proud sponsors of Benedictine Athletics. We have 3 different offices in downtown Savannah with 16 therapists providing a variety of different services, including individual therapy, couples therapy, group counseling, walk and talk therapy, as well as mind and motion, which integrates traditional talk therapy with personal training. When it comes to mental health, having a game plan is important, and we're here to help you find yours.
If you're looking for high energy, great food, and a perfect place to catch the game, look no further than Midtown Sports Grill in Savannah. Daily food specials, live music, trivia, and so much more. Stop by Midtown Sports Grill today.
Welcome back here at the half. Bernard Williams Halftime Report. Cadets trailing 34-14. And one thing the Cadets did do right today, Christians, they won the tailgate. I mean, it was 157 degrees out here. We got here 4:30ish to try to get ready to ironically troubleshoot problems, but the tailgate was going strong, and they had a big crowd over there tailgating for week number 1. And I know a lot of folks excited about football. And again, if you can come out and do something early here in this second half, kind of right back in the football game and get a little momentum going.
Yeah, first off, BC always wins the tailgate. That is never a question. And I think my favorite thing is you have the established tailgates out there, but each year brings in new families as freshmen start to roll in to BC, which brings in new tailgates out there, and it just keeps growing. I mean, eventually it's going to spread to the baseball field. They might have to build some new parking spaces back there because I think every year they get a little bit bigger, and a little wide selection of food down there, a lot of icy Coca-Colas being drank down there before the game. Everybody's real caffeinated before they come in here, but just a wonderful crowd. Toombs has a big contingent down here as well for 2 teams that were both a couple plays away from winning state championships last year, looking to start a title run here. So really fun atmosphere. I know BC wish the score was potentially flipped right now, but hey, this is where you get some character and you learn who you are.
Yeah, interesting to see some of the talk from Coach Britt after the game and moving forward, kind of as you look at it. Certainly things went bad early, couldn't get a lot of things going. I think, as you said, the punt, which is, I mean, you could watch 10,000 football games and not see something that crazy. where it literally went up in the air, stopped, and took a major roll the other way. Everybody going upfield, even to field it short, and it bounced back right into the gut of a Toombs guy who was just kind of hanging out watching the punt. And he's like, look what I found, turned and ran for a touchdown. And all of a sudden you're down 7-0 on like one of the weirdest plays you could ever possibly draw up in a football game. And I don't know if that changed things a lot. You had chances to come out and answer, but then after that you tried to settle in. I think Toombs really took the fight to BC at the point of attack. Danny Britt, Galen Housen, they're good at making adjustments. They obviously have some adjustments to make, Christian, here in this half. How quickly can their team respond? And again, it's not like you've got 20 new guys out there. You got guys who have played. It's just a matter of, hey, we need to step up and execute and do our thing, and we'll be fine. But if you want to be a championship team, you don't lay down and just say, oh, we're getting our butts whipped right here. You come out of the locker room and try to make something happen.
Yeah, and it's been one of those things, Kevin, where you have a bunch of new guys in the back seven, so you're trying to get out there and protect them by dropping back into some soft zone coverages and playing base defense. The only problem with that is you have 3 down linemen with a stand-up outside linebacker and then 2 inside linebackers. It's a very light box against a run-heavy team, so I'm curious if they leave some of these new guys in the secondary on islands here in the second half and really force them to throw the football down the field, because the passing game for the most part, like you said, was flares out towards the sideline or just little quick shots, maybe 5 yards downfield, but all flood routes, concepts like that. So curious if BC forces them to try to throw it deep. Only problem with that is when you start low to the box, if one of those new inside linebackers or new safeties busts a gap, it's a 70-yard touchdown.
Well, that was, I guess, now a nice follow-up, Christian, with all your football expertise. 3 new guys in the secondary. Jonathan Black, of course, rising star, but still a young guy in the grand scheme of things. And BC, I know when they had to roll substitution in there, and even with those first guys playing awfully soft coverage, maybe a little timid, don't get beat early in quarter one with new guys trying to figure out the system, come up, make a tackle. Well, they didn't come up and make tackles. They were getting beat, and inside guys were slow getting out in support, and thus you're hitting those passes, and it's 7-8 yards every time before somebody even gets to the football.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you have to learn it and you have to rep it, and it's hard to do in live practice because, once you get out of that summer camp, fall camp in high school football, it's really shoulder pads, helmets. Maybe you go full pads once a week, but it's really hard to get those live fire reps because also you're never hitting Stanley Smart as hard as you're going to try to hit an opposing team's running back. It's a dangerous proposition because he's a very hard dude to tackle, but still you're just never going to hit your teammate as hard as you're going to hit another guy on another team. So for these guys, these reps are so crucial. And again, I know it seems like we're searching for a silver lining here, but there is a big glaring silver lining right now, which is you're getting a bunch of young guys, really big reps, and learning what not to do a lot of times. But also, I think there's been some plays where Damari Perry's come up and stuck his nose in there and made some big hits. I think you've seen both of your inside linebackers get up and make some big-time plays too. So you got to see it. The more you see it, the more it slows down, and the better this defense will be. But right now, it looks ugly. I'll say this. You gave up a punt return touchdown, which is 7 of those points, which was a negative 2-yard punt that you give it up on. And then you also have your all-world receiver fumble a punt, which gives them the ball inside your 40 for another drive. So you take those 2 scores off the board. It's 14-20 at the half, and this is a completely different-looking ball game. We always talk about how razor-thin the margins are when you're playing really talented teams. I don't know that this score indicates the talent gap between the two teams. I think it indicates a discipline gap right now between the two teams. Beyond the turnovers and the punt return touchdown, you had multiple personal foul penalties go against BC and just boneheaded plays there. You had a drive stopped where they were going to kick a field goal, and you jump off sides and let them convert for a first down on 4th down, and all of a sudden they punch the football in for a touchdown 2 plays later. So it's a discipline thing. It's a just being in the moment and having your buddy's back and not making the mistakes kind of a thing. And the more you play, the better you get at that. And it's just really fast for these guys right now. But the more reps you get, the better you get.
Cadets starting to come out of the locker room. They spent a lot of time in there, did the coaches talking with them. So we'll see what the adjustments are. BC will get the football to start the second half. I kind of joked the wind has died down, but what wind there was started blowing in their face again in the second quarter. So when you think about everything kind of working against you, even that, you flip the field to get out of the wind, it starts blowing the other direction. So that's been one of those first halves. Cadets going to try to answer here as they come out of the locker room. We're going to come back. We'll get you ready for half number 2. This has been the Bernard Williams Cadets Halftime Report on Watch BC Sports.
When it comes to blocking all the obstacles that life throws your way, let Vernon Williams and Auto Owners Insurance help you dodge the hits, analyze the playing field, and run the ball all the way home. We shield you so you can have peace of mind when it comes to auto, home, life, or business insurance. As one of the oldest and most respected independent insurance agencies in the Southeast, we know what it means to stand behind the people we protect head on. Trust in the power of the Shield since 1934. For more information, go to thepoweroftheshield.com.
Serving fresh, locally inspired seafood since 1965, Despacito's Seafood Restaurant in Thunderbolt, Georgia is made with tradition, quality, and flavor you can taste.
Was I sounding good? Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we get ready for the second half. We still got the warm-up period to go. Cadets will get the football first in the second half. Glad you're with us here on Watch BC Sports. Again, this game audio only, but for Watch BC fans, when we are not allowed to do video, we'll have the video up for you Saturday morning. So along with the radio call, we'll put the video there on top of it. You can go back and see the game as well. Just a long process we can't get into on the air, but that's the way you can do it for tonight's ball game. Certainly have it up on our Watch BC Sports YouTube channel tomorrow with the video over top of tonight's call. AJ DePhillips and company coming back up here to the booth, trying to get things rolling here in the second half. We're going to take one more break, and we'll come back for the second half kickoff. This is Cadets football on Watch BC Sports.
.com.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we get ready for the second half. Both teams going through their final stretches. Again, we thought might have been a chance of rain tonight. So far, nothing. Knock on wood. It's been, you never know what you're going to get early in the season here at high school football games, especially along the coast of Georgia. You get a little bit of rain, a little bit of lightning, and a lot of these matter of fact, just down the road, I've got several reports of lightning delays in other South Georgia football games. So far not been a problem here at Memorial Stadium. Cadet faithful on their feet here as we get ready for the second half, trying to urge their team back into it. And again, a quick score here in the third quarter. And it's kind of a different ball game. It'll be a two-score game with a lot of football left. And maybe the Cadets finding a little something offensively before they went into the half. The biggest problem they got to solve in half number two is the trenches. Can you move somebody out of the way on offense and defense and quit allowing Toombs to get 6-7 yards on first down? That's been one bugaboo there for the Cadets there on defense, is just too much allowed on first down and missed tackles. If they can clean that up, might be a different story here in the second half. Can appreciate Cash and Carry for being with us once again here in 2026, title sponsor of Cadet football. As the Cadets take the field, it will be Aaron Mallard and who's that going to be? Dontre Ford back deep for BC. Again, Cadets in all maroon tonight, maroon helmets, maroon pants, maroon tops. They also have Stanley Smart, one of the up backs. Let's see if Toombs picks that out. So it will be Alex Otero head off for Toombs. Ball is on the right hash. They'll kick it left to right. And they'll pooch it up to the far side. Mallard at the 23, 24-yard line across the 30. Comes back here near side's got a lot of room, 35, 40. Aaron on a sprint to the 45. He's at the 50, sinks him in at the 50 and down. At the 45, tackled from behind. That's going to be 1st and 10 for the Cadets. And a little extracurricular. I think some BC coaches wanted a flag. There's a flag over at the 35 in the middle of the field. Everything flowed back to this side.
There's a flag on the play.
And let's see what this call is. That was totally away from the action. If it's offsides, I can't imagine he'd want him to kick it again, given the ball's at the 45 of Toombs. Personal foul against Toombs. And again, he points the wrong way. So the lead officials had his struggles tonight, pointing first down the wrong way. And he doesn't know he's going to the wrong side right now on offense. He should be behind the offense. He's on the wrong side of the ball. There we go. Now we figured out which side it's supposed to be on. BC comes out the ball on the 30 of Toombs. So 10 seconds in, about as good a start as you could have. A big return plus a personal foul. Smart in motion. Here's the snap to Amari. Going to circle back to the near side. Here's Mallard. Gets a block. Cuts inside. 25-20. He's at the 15. The 10. Draw. Got a bounce at the 5-yard line. That's going to be 1st and goal for BC. And that's become a little staple, a little reverse throwback. And Aaron made one guy miss, and he was off. That's a BC Brothers move the chains. 1st down. Here's the snap to Amari. He'll give it to Stanley Smart near side, inside the 5, pushing, and get turned back there. Maybe a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and goal. And a little extracurricular after the play. BC fans wanted maybe some unsportsmanlike there after the play. So 2nd down and goal for BC. They'll line up quickly. 2 receivers out to the right. They've only got 1 defender out there. Now they'll roll a man out. Here's the snap to Amari. He gives it to Smart. Cuts back inside. Spun around. Still pushing. Couple BC players will move the stack. Still driving. Down to the 1-yard line as Stanley Smart and about half the offensive line push the stack down to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal here for the Cadets. Cadets go no huddle. They'll line up quickly. They're going to run that same play again. I think here's the snap to Amari out of the gun. High snap. Amari's going to take it himself. Cut back inside. 3, 2, 1. Did he get in there? No. Going to say his knee hit at the half-yard line, and Amari recovered. The snap was terrible. And I don't think Amari was quite ready for it, but had to readjust, and when he did, turned into a quarterback sneak. Cadets going to trot on Isaac Scott, Machine Jackson, a little jumbo package here for the Cadets. They'll put everybody out to the right. Amari's going to go under center. 4th and goal from the 1 early in this 3rd quarter. And what do we have? A flag thrown towards Toombs' side, offsides against the Bulldogs. They'll put it on the half-yard line. So they'll pick the ball up, move it about 6 inches. And this is interesting. Amari not as tall as maybe Luke Cromanoff, Guerin, or Stephen Cannon. Otherwise, you'd say quarterback sneak. Can you jump it over? It is 34-14. Toombs out in front, but BC trying to cut it. Right here, clock rolling inside 10 minutes in the 3rd. First possession of the 2nd half for the Cadets. 4th and goal from the half-yard line. Amari goes under center. He'll take it himself and ahead into the end zone and a touchdown. And that's the way you draw it up coming out of the locker room. Big return, a penalty helps. Big play from your studs. Stanley Smart, Amari Burst, and Aaron Mallard get you in the end zone. And just what we talked about at halftime, it's a 2-score game. Just a few minutes into this 3rd quarter. Parker DiTomaso for the point after. And actually, it's your 2 touchdowns will put you ahead right now. Point is up and good. 34-21. Cadets draw back within 2 scores. This is Cadet football on Watch BC Sports.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Well, that woke everybody up here coming out of the locker room just like that. 2-score game. And as Christian told me in the break, got to play a little defense here if you're BC. Get off the field. DiTomaso tees it up at the 40. 9:46 to go here in the third. And here is DiTomaso. He will drive it up the right side. Going to come down about the 15. The up back going to take it across the 20, 25, and brought down at the 35 on some second effort. And so Toombs will be out there at the 35. And now the defense needs to get off the field here, as we mentioned. Karan Hall's been out there playing both ways, kind of limping noticeably, but still gutting it out and playing. And you need somebody in that front 7 to really step forward and make a play. Jonathan Black not out there to start the second half. They got him in a walking boot. So that's not good news. So 1st and 10, here's Owens out of a shotgun for Toombs. They'll start from their own 35. Rocket motion behind the play, and they'll give it straight ahead. Mincy, and he'll have across the 40. Boy, he's just carrying guys for a first down. And that is a big back that they can lay on. He's going to be across the 45 to the 47 and a first down. And Toombs has an offensive lineman down at the 40. And they will tend to him. I don't know if maybe he just got a stinger or what, or a cramp potentially. It is awfully humid here tonight. And we talked about that, or we heard Danny Britt talk about that in the coach's show on Wednesdays from Bowtie Barbecue. Cramping early in the season when it's humid and hot, always a potential issue. So they're working there on the leg of one of those offensive linemen. Can't see who it is. We'll step aside 30 quick seconds while they tend to him. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Dead or alive, we want your car. No matter the condition, running smooth or barely rolling, Cash In Carry in Savannah will buy it right off the road. Visit us now, get your instant offer, and turn that ride into cash today. We buy cars, any condition.
Jace Corbett was the injured offensive lineman. They had to help him off to the far sideline. And now 1st and 10 for Toombs from the Bulldogs' 47-yard line. So a big play on first down. We talked about first down, a key down for the Cadets here, and they gave up a big chunk there on first down. Owens out of the shotgun. They'll give Mincy straight ahead, and he'll break a tackle across the 50, but closing it down, that's going to be Gavin Smith. And also Carson Granger. Isaac Scott.
About the 49-yard line.
So the big 3 guys up front trying to make some plays. And again, Carson Granger switching to 55. The shoes left by Cam Cody. And he's trying to hold down that interior in there. Second down, call it 7 here for Toombs. Here's the snap. They'll wear it to Mincy straight ahead, hanging on, breaks a tackle, then pops. But not before he gets the first down. That was a big play coming up from the safety spot That was Peyton Bean brought the lumber there, but not before he got to the 41 and got a first down. And now the Cadets have somebody down in the backfield. That looks like a cramp. Is that Karan Hall? Looks like it. Nope. He's walking off slowly here. That is Dontre Ford. They're stretching him out. Looks like a cramp. And I guess I brought it on. I was talking about how, hey, hot and humid cramps happen, and, well, here they go. And as Christian well knows, there's not enough pickle juice in the world once this starts happening to make it go away tonight. So you either got to gut it out and probably get another one, or it's just going to keep locking up. He is up and walking it off, but that calf on looks like maybe his right leg is awfully tight right now. So that makes it even more thin in the secondary for BC, as you've already had Jonathan Black. He's in a walking boot out here and not played here in the second half. Hopefully that's just a precaution in a non-region game for Jonathan. So Toombs, 1st and 10 from the BC 41. Here's the snap, and they'll go straight ahead. Mincy just wearing them out straight ahead. Tackle made by, who was I going to say? It was Ben Kleinpeter and Caden Thomas. And now another BC player down with a cramp. And here's where it gets you. Getting late in that game. It's cooled off a little bit. It's still very humid, and we can't see who that is over there. I think it's another one of those DBs. And is that who just came in for Dontre Ford? Can't see who it is over there, but they're working the leg. I imagine this won't be the last time we see it this half. And he's got up on the far side. That is, who was that? Aaron Mallard. Oh, no. So Aaron Mallard is suffering from the cramp. And he just came in to get reps for Dontre Ford. And so now where do you go in the defensive backfield? Stanley Smart is out there on defense, which I know you definitely didn't want to do. And this is just straight at you power football by Toombs. It ain't trickeration here in the third quarter. It's give it to Mincy and get out the way. And he is at load back there at tailback. So Mallard trying to get off the sideline. And the BC trainer is working overtime to try to help some of these cadets out here in game number 1. So 2nd down and short. They're going to check with me, but I think everybody knows number 1 for Toombs is about to get the football here on 2nd and short. Cadets walk the linebacker up on the outside. So here's the snap to Owens. He'll give it to Mincy. Nope, play action in the slot. It is caught. And that'll be enough for a first down. They went near side to Dontre Ford. Excuse me, not Dontre Ford. That is Damari Perry. Had to make the tackle on the slant. That'll be a first down on the 16-yard line. Clock rolls at 7 minutes and counting here in the third. Cadets need to get off the field or hold them to a field goal attempt. And again, a number of players down with cramps here on this drive for BC. Stanley Smarts had to come in and play defensive back. And here's the snap. They'll give it to Mincy straight ahead. Much better that time by the Cadets. Only a gain of 1 or 2. Let's see who gets up off the bottom of that pile. It's going to be Isaac Scott and number 51, Gavin Smith. So winning the battle that time. And right now, Toombs just trying to suck the air out of the football and keep bringing the hammer. That is Dontarius Mitzi, senior running back here for the Bulldogs. And again, if you're going to be a power run team, he's a nice prototypical back to do that. They're going to give it to Mincy again, straight ahead. Better again for the Cadets, winning up front, only a yard or two, down to the 13. And Gavin Smith and Isaac Scott again in there with the first contact. I think that was maybe Nick Jackson getting in there from the linebacker spot as well. So 3rd down and 6, huge play here for the Cadets. If you're Toombs, you might be thinking 4 downs here. Wasted a lot of time on this drive. Even if you don't score, you've got BC backed up. So here's Owens out of a shotgun and 4 wide. They're going to check back. If I'm Toombs, I'm probably just going to keep pounding the belly. Here's the snap to Owens. Straight drop, looking to throw. Back corner of the end zone, and it is dropped. Nicely done on the coverage that time by Peyton Bean. They tried to pick on him in man coverage, and he went up and knocked the ball away. So that'll be 4th down. It looks like Toombs going to kick. Otero did miss an extra point from about this distance, so keep that in mind. So a big stop there by the BC defense. This one will be a 28-yarder. Not quite the middle of the field, kind of a little more towards the right hash. Otero, right-footed kicker. Nice snap is down. The kick is up, and it is right through there and good. 37-21. Toombs answers back with a field goal. Call it a win for BC's defense. We're coming right back. Cadets getting the ball back. This is Cadet football on Watch BC Sports. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 4:57 to go in the 3rd. It's 37-21. Toombs on top. Cadets will get the football back as Otero will pooch it up here short to the near side. Here comes an up back, and it is caught. Nicely done that time by Thomas Brennan. Thomas Brennan saved it because it was going to hit the turf, and who knows what would have happened. And he came up and caught it about the 40-yard line. So BC going to get it actually out at the 43-yard line. So Cadets with great field position. And again, maybe Toombs not quite knowing what's going on. Aaron Mallard, who had the big return last time, not in the game. He is up and walking around. So here's the snap inside. Oh, Stanley Smart. No, excuse me, that was Cole Henderson. Tripped up coming near side. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Maybe a half yard on the play.
Number 8, Henderson on the carry. Second and 10.
Flex bone look here for the Cadets. 4:20 and counting here in the 3rd. 1 wide receiver in the formation. Here's the snap, a little counter tray. Read nicely and can't escape the grip is Cole Henderson. And he'll be tackled for a loss back at the BC 39. And I think now BC suffering from some personnel situations where a lot of guys missing with cramps. Dontre Ford not out there. Jonathan Black not out there. And also Aaron Mallard not out there. And Stuart Dunn not even suited up tonight. So you're kind of interesting personnel here. Tristan Robertson in at wide receiver. Here's the snap. Burst rolling here to the near side. Pumping, throwing, and incomplete. BC wanted a flag, but just good coverage there by Toombs coming over the back of Cole Henderson. Incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down and long, and BC's going to have to punt. So despite great field position, went backwards on that drive. Going to have to give it right back. 3:33 to go in the third. And Amari going to drop back to punt at the Cadet 25, maybe 26-yard line. Not much wind to speak of, unlike one of the early punts in the ball game. And here's the snap. It's a good one. And Amari gets a nice high-hanging spiral. Fair catch called for. And it's going to check up, take a Toombs bounce. BC going to pick it up at about the 33-yard line. Touched up there by 42, Will Clark. And that's where Toombs County will take over. So the Cadet defense right back out there on the field. And Stanley Smart now having to play both ways, which is not something that was probably in the game plan. And you got a lot of folks taking in water, fighting the cramps, maybe some nagging injuries here. So here's Owens out of a shotgun. They'll stack 3 receivers here to the near side. And here's the give to Mincy. No, they're going to pull it, throw it out in the flat. It's going to be caught. And a nice, Karan Hall missed a tackle across the 40 and knocked out of bounds at the 45. So had him wrapped up for no gain. And now a flag comes out late, very late. Not sure who that was on. And there's a player down. But Karan Hall, who's been limping around all game, just could not hang on for the tackle. Let's see what this flag's all about. Can't see who's down. Another cramp, though. They look like they're pointing towards Toombs. It was after the play, so there's going to be a dead ball personal foul most likely. And they are working the leg of somebody here on the near sideline. Can't see who it is. And that is one of your linebackers, Nick Jackson. So now Nick Jackson cramp it up.
Pushes the ball back to the 30-yard line.
And next week's game might be brought to you by Pedialyte. With the way this thing's going. So personal foul against Toombs will back them up. There was a dead ball after the play, so it's going to end up being 1st and 15 after they mark it off. So now here's Owen. Same formation by Toombs. Trips here to the short side of the field. Different running back in there at the moment is, trying to see who that is. Maybe McDonald. Let's see. They'll give it straight ahead out to the 33-yard line, just on a straight dive play on 1st down. And that is number 23, Zay Walton, excuse me. And to bring up 2nd down and 7.
Number 23, Walton on the carry.
You've got William Brown in there at linebacker, sophomore for BC. Cadets shifting on defense now on 2nd down. As Owens will check with the sideline, they'll change the play. Stack receivers out to the left. The snap, they'll throw it out in the flat, a little screen play, and that's going to be caught. That'll be a 1st down, 40, 45, 50. Goodbye. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown on a little flare-out screen pass, and the Cadets have been gashed on that all night long. Late getting out to help on the screen, and it goes 60-plus yards for a touchdown, and Toombs takes the lead 42-21. And that is something that I know is probably going to eat Danny Britt and Galen Housen alive, that sideline to sideline, they got whooped most of the night tonight. And that is not always the case. historically, at least since I've been in BC under Danny Britt, has been one of the best sideline-to-sideline defenses you're going to find. Point after touchdown is up, and it is good. 43-21, our score, 2:13 to go in the third. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football. Watch BC Sports.
BC Brothers Moving is here to take the stress out of moving. With honest pricing, reliable crews, and no surprises, there's no wonder why they're Savannah's most trusted movers. Reach out today for a quote and get ready to move the chains with BC Brothers Moving.
Serving fresh, locally inspired seafood since 1965, Despacito's Seafood Restaurant in Thunderbolt, Georgia is made with tradition, quality, and flavor you can taste.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium, 44-21 our score. As a busted coverage there by the Cadet defense leads to a 60-plus yard touchdown pass. So here's Otero to kick it off again. Again, Aaron Mallard out with cramps. Jonathan Black out. He's in a walking boot on the near sideline. Kick is up. This is Brennan at the 25, at the 30, 35, and spun around at the 36-yard line. That's where the Cadets will take over 1st and 10. Dontre Ford out. He's got the pads off here on the near sideline. Nick Jackson, one of your inside linebackers, out with cramps. So the attrition in game number 1 mounting up here for the Cadets. And Karan Hall has played on one ankle, I feel like, most of the ball game tonight. Mallard back in the ball game. He'll play in the slot, tight formation on 1st down. They'll give it to Aaron off the right side. He cuts inside. Helmet comes flying off. Somebody for Toombs lost it. And they'll give Aaron maybe a yard on the play. And bring up 2nd down and 9. That's just haven't been able to get a whole lot consistently going when they've had to drive the field. Most of their scoring has come off plus territory situations. So 2nd down and 9 here for BC. Stacked receivers to the left, one receiver to the right. They'll bring Mallard in motion. Here's Burse. Amari looking. Forced out of the pocket here to the near side. Amari lines it up, rolls it too high. Was trying to feed to Karan Hall. And again, that was one where Christian Gokel said it was open, just start running. And he probably had 10 or 15 yards if he just tucks it and goes. Instead, it's 3rd and 9. And that's, we talked about that part of the game plan with Stephen Cannon was sometimes you just got to go. And that comes with game reps and things of that nature. So 1:46 to go here in the third. That's trying to pick up a 1st down and avoid the 3 and out. Here's Burst rolling to look for the throwback. And nobody else was looking for the throwback. They had Stanley Smart and Karan Hall running in the exact same spot, and that'll bring up 4th down, and BC is going to have to punt the football. So obviously miscommunication on some of the routes there. And the Cadets going to have a lot to clean up at practice the next couple of days. Getting ready for, again, Toombs County state runner-up in AA. Hebron Christian was the state champions in their classification last year. So not going to get any easier coming up next week. Low snap. Omari had to kick it out. He dropped the football, and Toombs going to fall on it. And things go from bad to worse. Low snap. Omari went to pick it up, kicked it, and when he kicked it, it went right into the gut of the Bulldogs, who are going to take over on the 26 of BC. So I don't know if this is one, if you're Danny Britt, you point out a lot of learning moments or you just burn this. This is not a lot positive. A lot of weird stuff happened, not a lot positive. Bad snap, can't hold it, give it right to him on the 26-yard line. And again, now getting late in the third, I would imagine you're going to get a heavy dose of run with Toombs up huge. And they come out with a power formation out of the shotgun. Tail of that pistol, they'll play action. Mincy has a man running, caught at the 10. And inside the 10 at the 9. And there's a flag. Pass was caught by Carson Painter, and then he spun the football on the turf. So for all the good that did, they're going to back him right up. And I'm not saying, I know Danny Britt's not that guy. He's been on the other side of plenty of these. But I certainly think week one, Toombs is trying to make a statement. We're good. Normally 44-21, we're just going to pound the rock. They're coming out, running play action. I think when people see the score around the state, maybe you thought it might be a touchdown game. If this is a 3-4 touchdown game, a lot of people are going to go, dang, Toombs really came in there and stuck the lumber to them, and they have. I think maybe Toombs trying to make an early statement. Hey, we didn't go anywhere. We think we can win a state championship, and right now they've gotten off to a great start. It'll be 1st and 10 after the penalty, back to the 25-yard line. Here's the snap to Owens. They'll give it to Mincy this time. Cadets stack him up right at the 25, and they blow it dead before he spun out of there.
Mincy on the carry.
Interior defensive line. Isaac Scott and company doing the job there. Done a better job in the second half of winning some of those battles, but perimeter tackling has been poor tonight for BC for the most part. 60 seconds to go in the third quarter. Toombs County in no hurry here as we get late in the third. 2nd down, and they still say 10 on the scoreboard, maybe 9.5 here. The ball's inside the 25. Maybe the last snap of the third here. Twin receivers to the right, one way out to the left. Mincy to the left of Owens. Here's the snap. They'll flare it out in the flat. Nobody out there for BC. That's going to be a 1st down at the 15. Nice open field tackle by Peyton Bean. He might be one of the bright spots. Really not afraid to lay the lumber. We called his name a lot, but again, just a counter flare route. Nobody was out there for BC in the flat, and it was 10 yards before Bean could get to him. Move the chains and a 1st down. Toombs doesn't have to snap it here in the third. I think you see their coaches saying, nope, we're just going to go to the fourth quarter with it. 44-21. Toombs making a statement here in week number 1 against Benedictine. And the Cadets, who have been on the other side of games like this, are facing the brunt of it tonight here at Memorial Stadium. We go to the fourth. Cadets trailing 44-21. This is Cadet football on Watch BC Sports.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics. Go BC!
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back to Memorial Stadium. We go to the fourth. 44-21 our score. A lot of BC faithful headed to the exits here. So starting to clear out here at Memorial Stadium as the BC faithful not seeing it happen tonight. It will be 1st and 10 from the BC 15 for Toombs as we start the fourth. So we'll start the ball ready for play. Here's Owens out of a shotgun. He's got Walton to his left. They'll give it to Walton. He'll go straight ahead, bounces outside 10, and tackle down. That's going to be Bean again. No, excuse me. Yeah, Peyton Bean with another open field tackle tonight.
Walton.
And it'll bring up 2nd down and 5. But again, Peyton Bean, your safety, making tackles, not what you want to see a lot of at this stage, so that's way downfield. But give that young man credit. He's played a heck of a football game. Clock continues to roll. Again, Toombs going to be in no hurry here in the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 5. And now what do we have? Did Toombs want a timeout, or they took a timeout before the play clock rolled down? We'll step aside with them as there is 11:11 to go in the 4th. We're coming right back here on Watch BC Sports.
Cash and Carry wants to buy your car. New, used, running or not. Miles don't matter. We pay cash on the spot. Fast, easy, and hassle-free. Call today. Cash and Carry, where your car turns into cash.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium as we are in a timeout. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the BC 9-yard line. Again, Cadets backed up. They've been pushed around tonight along both lines of scrimmage. And Toombs taking a fight to them, showing that they are a state championship contender as they move up to 3A here in 2026. Cadets, of course, have moved up to 5A. And here is Owens out of the timeout. They'll give it to Walton. He'll go straight ahead inside the 5, 3, 2, 1, touchdown as he rode Gavin Smith into the end zone. And that'll just add 6 more onto the scoreboard. And a few more BC faithful have decided it's going to be better out in the parking lot than sitting here in the stands. (50-21). And another BC player down in the end zone. And then another cramp down there. Can't see who it is. Now he's up, hobbling off. That is number 26, Hayden Hoffman. So we may have to have film who didn't get a cramp tonight. And now he's off the field. They'll attempt the extra point. And I think Christian mentioned something during the last break, might end up being running clock here on the Cadets, the final 10:50. I think maybe that's what the Toombs coaches might have been saying. He's like, hey, is the clock going to run? Oh, they said he was short? Did a knee touch? So it's going to be 1st and goal, so no touchdown. They took the touchdown off the board then. And Danny Britt now wants a timeout. They have the kick team in there. So 10:46. Now Danny Britt wants a timeout. To talk things over. We'll take a timeout with them. We're coming right back. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports. Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 1 coming out of this timeout. 10:46 to go in the ball game. And again, it has been all Toombs since the funky punt got things going in the 1st quarter. And again, Christian was just telling me during the break, obviously not unprecedented for BC in some of these runs. Here's Owens, the snap. They'll give it to Walton, and I don't know if he got it that time. Still short. They said he didn't get in. I think maybe Isaac Scott got him wrapped up and pulled him down just before the goal line. So it'll be 2nd down and 1 from the 1. Of course, a couple years ago, they opened up against Rabun Gap at Georgia Southern. And that was a mismatch early, and a lot of people said, what's going on? Turned out okay. Buford last year really came down and stuck it to him. Here's the snap ahead, and he's going to get in on 3rd effort that time to punch it in for the touchdown. So not unprecedented to take a tough loss. Christopher Columbus, several years before that, with Fernando Mendoza, who ended up winning a Heisman Trophy. Toombs on with Otero to try the extra point. It's 50-21. And the snap and the kick up and through. 51-21. Cadets trail it by 30. We're coming right back. This is Cadets football on Watch BC Sports.
Serving fresh, locally inspired seafood since 1965, Despacito's Seafood Restaurant in Thunderbolt, Georgia is made with tradition, quality, and flavor you can taste.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
We are back here at Memorial Stadium. A 30-point lead for Toombs. Otero to kick it off here for Toombs yet again. Cadets will have Stanley Smart back deep. And it looks like Damari Perry back here on the near side. Not sure what the holdup is here. There's a discussion going on the far sideline with Buddy Martin of Toombs. And maybe they're discussing running clock. Whatever they were talking about, they're done at this point. So Otero ready to go. They've got that straightened out, whatever it is. And they'll pop it up to the right side. Smart's going to come up and catch it at the 20. Stanley fumbled it, picked it right back up at the 25. Tries to turn the corner at the 27 and run out of bounds up close to the 30-yard line on the far sideline. I think they're going to give Stanley the 30. And that's where BC will start the drive.
Out of bounds here, the 30-yard line.
Let's see what the Cadets can get going here. Really haven't had a whole lot of rhythm to the offense tonight. It's been short fields that have led to some scores, but not a lot of the prototypical BC stuff, quote unquote, that you see. Not a lot of jet sweeps tonight. Not a lot of bubble screens. I think maybe only tried one or two. Here's the snap. There's an end around. This is going to be Henderson trying to turn the corner, and he will not. He's going to lose 4 yards back to the 26.
Henderson on the carry.
So they'll put the ball down at the 26. It'll be second.
Second and 14.
So Murray out of his shotgun, Henderson in motion. They'll counter back. Stanley Smart stutter steps towards the hole. He'll get maybe a yard. And again, not a lot doing there.
Smart on the carry.
Not a lot of downfield passing game to speak of. The one touchdown, a deep ball to Aaron Mallard. He kind of readjusted on it, picked it up, and once he collected it, nobody there to tackle him. But in terms of consistent passing game, not much really good to speak of tonight, consistently. So it's 3rd down and 14. 4 wides for BC. And here's the snap. They'll give it to Stanley Smart on a draw. He'll get across the 30, out to the 34, and that'll bring up 4th down and 6. So it'll be a 3 and out. Cadets are going to punt the football.
They'll bring up a 4th down for the Cadets.
And again, I don't know if that's BC sending a message to Toombs saying, look, we're willing to just run it and get this thing over with. Clock continues to roll, 8.5 minutes to go in the ball game. 8 seconds on the play clock to try to get this punt off. Now they're set. Nobody back deep for Toombs, so they're just going to let Amari boot this football. Oh, and it goes up the elevator shaft off the side of the foot and out of bounds. So that one's still running all the way to the 45. So an 11-yard punt off the side of the foot.
Punt was out of bounds at about the 45-yard line.
And that'll be plus territory for Toombs. So for as much as went right in the scrimmage 2 weeks ago, equally not so much here in the opener. So great field position here for Toombs. And they've taken Dontarius Mincy out of the ball game. They've got a young kid in there. Looks like Jordan McNeil, a sophomore, in at running back. And they'll let him carry it straight ahead into the hole. He's going to get 6-7 yards inside the 40 to the 39. They're just now punching the gut here in the second half.
Number 10, McNeil on the carry.
In the first half, it was side to side. Here in the second half, they're just working the midsection. And I would imagine Toombs is going to take 30 seconds every play here. And you can see Owens even say, hey, hold up. 24 on the play clock. They're not even trying to get down in a stance at this point. And I would imagine Buddy Martin said, hey, we're going to milk this thing for every second we can get here to get this game over with. Both teams obviously long seasons ahead of them. And here's the snap. They'll give it straight ahead again here to the near side, 35. That's a first down, where he's shoved out of bounds. Tackle made by Peyton Bean. Peyton Bean shoved him out of bounds. I know we don't get the official stats, but he must have 7 or 8 tackles, a couple of pass breakups tonight.
Jackson and Jackson on the side.
So a first down and 10 from the Cadet 31. Clock rolls inside 6:45 and counting here in the fourth. And now here's the snap to Owens. They'll give it to McNeil again off the right side, trying to run to the edge. He'll turn the corner, and that's 9 on first down. Off the right side. Tackle made in the open field. That's Ben Kleinpeter with the tackle.
It'll be 1 yard short to be
And they're just picking it up in chunks here. And if you're talking about state champion contenders, Toombs certainly looks the part here in week 1.
Number 12, time Peter on the stop.
So it'll be 2nd down and 1 as we're inside 6 minutes. Again, Toombs letting it roll all the way down before they snap the football. And again, if you're getting 7-8 yards a chunk, just keep doing it. And they'll give it to McNeil again. And he'll get 6 or 7 yards there on 2nd and 1. That's a first down. All the way down to the BC 15. Again, this isn't trickeration. Toombs trying to, they pretty much told you, they're running a sophomore, they're running him straight ahead. He's good size for a 10th grader. And they're just running straight at you. And right now you're getting blown off the ball. Getting down towards 5 minutes to go in the ball game. And they'll give it to McNeil one more time straight ahead. He'll bounce outside, get to the 15. Maybe a gain of 2 before he's spun around. Ben Kleinpeter a tackle there as well.
Number 10, McNeil on the carry. Number 12, Kleinpeter again on the stop. 2nd and 9.
The clock rolls down towards 4.5 minutes. 2nd and 9 for Toombs. And again, they are in no hurry at this point, up 51-21 on BC. Cadets will have Hebron Christian here next Friday night. Hebron Christian defending state champions in their classification. Here's the snap, give straight ahead. That's McNeil again, down towards the 5, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Nope.
McNeil on the touchdown.
Nope, I think they're gonna give BC a help of about 2 minutes and say his knee was down at the 1. But that was another 9 or 10 yards on the carry. And my guess is they'll give it to him one more time. Again, for Toombs, this is the easiest play calling you'll ever have. Give it to 10, give it to 10, give it to 10. And so far this entire drive, it's been a straight ISO every time, and Cadets haven't been able to stop it. Toombs has got a large offensive line, maybe one of the bigger ones you've seen week in and week out in high school football. This is McNeil again. He gets stood up at the goal line, and they turn him back. So a little fight there. Thomas Brennan, Gavin Smith with the stop. So Cadets still fighting down there around the goal line. And that'll burn another 40 seconds or so. So 2nd and goal. Trying to think how long it's been since the Cadets gave up 50 plus. So 2nd and goal from the 1. McNeil to the right of Owens. They'll give it to him one more time, and he'll go off the left side, and he'll get it across the goal line for a touchdown, and it's 57-21. And the route continues. And you can talk about, hey, they're adding insult to injury. They ran the same play 10 times in a row, and you couldn't stop them. So that's just where you're at this stage of the game. That's when you know you're reached total domination, when you know the play's coming and you still can't stop it. Point after by Otero is up. It's good, 58-21. We're coming right back one more time. Here at Memorial Stadium, this is Cadet Football. Watch BC Sports.
BC Brothers Moving is here to take the stress out of moving. With honest pricing, reliable crews, and no surprises, there's no wonder why they're Savannah's most trusted movers. Reach out today for a quote and get ready to move the chains with BC Brothers Moving.
My name is Chris Williams. My wife Corey and I own C. Williams & Associates here in Savannah, Georgia, and we are proud sponsors of Benedictine Athletics. We have 3 different offices in downtown Savannah with 16 therapists providing a variety of different services, including individual therapy, couples therapy, group counseling, walk and talk therapy, as well as mind and motion, which integrates traditional talk therapy with personal training. When it comes to mental health, having a game plan is important, and we're here to help you find yours.
Welcome back here to Memorial Stadium. 2.5 minutes to go here in this one. Mercifully for the Cadets. And again, they've faced this situation before. Raven Gap, Buford, Christopher Columbus, all have laid big defeats on them, and it only got the Cadets better. And that's what Danny Britt will say. If you don't play teams like this, you just rest on your laurels, and it doesn't help you for down the road. This is an eye-opener in week 1 for your team that we got a lot to work on. I would imagine the tackling drills, first and foremost, going to be on display at practice next week. They'll pop it up again, and it's going to be caught. Stanley Smart at the 21. Stanley across the 25. He'll work near side, gets him a block at the 25, 30, 35, turns near sideline 40, jumps around a man, 45, 50. Stanley Smart runs over a man at the 45, and it took 3 Bulldogs to bring him down at the 42 of Toombs. So a heck of a run there by Stanley Smart.
All the way up to about the 41-yard line.
And so BC with one last chance here to put points on the board. Because if Toombs gets it back, they'll kneel on it. And after last series, I would imagine we are in plus territory. Yep. So, yeah, you're going to have some new faces in here. Mari Burr still at quarterback, but it's going to be Charlie Albert, sophomore, in there at B-back. And they'll give it straight ahead. This is Albert across the 40, inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line. So give him 4 yards on the carry. And again, BC in not much of a hurry here.
Number 41, Albert. Does ball up to about the 37-yard line.
Don't forget, we've got the post-game show brought to you by attorney Jonathan Dunn. We'll recap this one and look ahead to Hebron Christian as well. BC just letting it run down here as well. They'll put Amari right back under center. Here's the counter. This is going to be Damari Perry, 35-30, still making a man miss, slips and falls, but he'll have the first down at the 25.
Damari Perry on the carry. First down.
And so that's a BC Brothers moving the chains first down. And again, Damari might be a guy that, as the season goes on, might get some more touches on the offensive side. Snap from Burst. They'll give it to Perry again off the left side. He's got some blockers set up. Perry still driving. That's another first down. Inside the 15. So Perry running hard. 1:15 to go in the ball game. So BC Brothers moving the chains first down again, and inside the 20 down at the 14-yard line. And Cadets still showing some fight here. Let's see if they run that same play again. You got the flex bone, one wide receiver in the formation. Toombs kind of shifted that way. They'll counter it back here to the near side. That is going to be Thomas Brennan. He'll get maybe a yard. And inside 1:45. Cadets will have to snap it one more time. About 1 second difference in the game clock and the play clock. And the Cadets are just trying to get out of here with what's left of their tail between their legs here. Here's the snap. They'll play action. Nice boot by Amari Burris. 15, 10. He's going to run out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 14.9 seconds. And surprised we didn't see that play till just now. Way to get your quarterback loose. Yeah, I think Danny Britt's like, we didn't need to run out of bounds. Down 58-21 with 14 seconds left. So they got to run another play. I think Danny Britt, with all the cramps and nagging stuff, is just wanting to get out of here with nobody else coming up lame. Here's the snap. They'll give it. This is Thomas Brennan working near side, and he will move the stack, working, and down he'll go at the 13. He'll lose maybe a yard, and that'll do it. And a good old country whooping laid down here tonight at Memorial Stadium by Toombs. And as a team that was in the state championship, both these teams were. Toombs looked the part tonight. BC's got some work to do. We'll come back. We'll have the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show as we get ready for Hebron Christian next week and more. This is Cadet Football here on Watch BC Sports.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics.
Welcome to Sandnat Golf Carts, where luxury meets quality. We offer a wide selection of top-notch custom golf carts to suit your every need. With our extensive inventory, you're sure to find the ride of your dreams. Plus, our flexible financing options make it easier than ever to drive one off the lot today. Whether you're cruising the neighborhood or joyriding with the family, Sandnat Golf Carts is here to provide exceptional service every step of the way. Visit us today to elevate your ride.
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Welcome back here, the attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show. A little bit of something happened there in the handshake line. Not sure what went on while they were shaking up, but teams have separated, and at the end of the day, as we begin the post-game show, Cadets are 0-1 at the end of the season, and at the end of the first game, rather, at Christian Gokel. And tonight, I mean, there's really no other way to say it. I mean, it was a physical beatdown by Toombs tonight. They're a physical team. They're defending state runners-up in their classification. They took the fight to the Cadets tonight, and the Cadets, for the most part, did not respond. I'll be interested to hear from Coach Britt. I'm sure he's not happy the way his team played, and nor should you be. But this is not unprecedented, but a lot of work to do for BC to kind of get things regrouped and get ready for, again, it doesn't get any easier. You got Hebron Christian, defending state champ in their classification a year ago, Camden County waiting the week after that before you start region play. So a lot of things to get corrected in a short amount of time to do it.
Yeah, winning wipes out a lot of bad things. And so you think back to last year, Kevin, you lose on the road to Colquitt in a game that a lot of personal fouls, not too dissimilar to what happened to tonight, a game you thought you could have won. BC was hanging tough there in the first half for a while, 2-score game in the third quarter. Then you come back here the week after and you get obliterated by Buford after a 2-hour weather delay that we all sat through. So it's not unprecedented to be in situations like this. It sucks right now. It hurts. Everybody's mad. Nobody's happy with how they perform. We kind of joked about it, but I think it's probably true. Coaches, players, trainers, fans who probably didn't go hard enough in the tailgate, us up here. So it's just everybody feels like they can get better. You don't do that by playing against teams you know you're going to beat. You play against teams that have played for state championships 2 years in a row, have a chip on their shoulder because they want to get over the hump and win that, a very proud program over there. So you're going to learn a lot from tonight. It stinks. And the way it always goes is you lose this game, you have maybe 20% of the fans don't show up for the next game. You got to earn that trust back. And so you have Hebron coming in. You mentioned it, defending state champions in their classification. So it's just one of those things where losing's not good for anything except for the lessons that it teaches you. And what we've seen from this BC team year after year is they respond to those lessons.
Yeah, it was tough tonight. Again, I would like to say, Christian, we'll see what Coach Britt's assessment is here in a little bit, but every facet, you got whipped tonight for the most part. I don't know if there's one thing you say, well, we did this well. This aspect was good. No, you got whipped in all facets. Back end, front end, offensive line, running game. Nothing really was crisp, looking good. It was domination tonight.
Yeah, and listen, it's a really good Toombs team. So let's start.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah,
no. I'm not saying. I'm just saying for anybody who's like BC this, BC that, BC this, Toombs came out and executed and played wonderfully and showed why they have been a perennial powerhouse in their region and why they're probably going to end up in Atlanta again this season. So give Toombs their flowers because not a lot of teams can do what they did tonight. With that said, you can't have 2 turnovers on special teams, right? You can't not pick up 4th downs when you need to. You can't have missed exchanges. You can't give them extra possessions. And you did all of those things, and you didn't really take any away from them. So it's giving them scores on special teams, turning the football over on special teams, not playing assignment football on defense, not stopping the run up the middle consistently. You're never going to win that football game, but those are all things you can go back. I know we kind of joked about, is this a game you throw the tape away? Heck no. This is a smorgasbord of coaching material at every level of the game, and I think BC is going to go in and say, hey, we're setting aside another 30 minutes to watch this tape.
That being said, what do you build upon going into next week? Obviously, there's a lot to turn around, get your dander back up, so to speak, but what did you like in aspects at times from anything you saw tonight?
No quit, I think, is the biggest thing. Is nobody out there hung their head, and everybody who was able to play kept playing. And I think the biggest thing is anybody who was on the sideline, who was maybe third team and was like, I don't know, Dad, Mom, I don't think I'm going to be able to play. This guy's in front of me. This guy's in front of me. If you looked at the MASH unit that was on the sideline, you're going to be able to play. This is big-time Georgia high school football. You need 40 players that can consistently go out there and play, and probably sometimes more. The fact you had your starting wide receiver and starting running back in on consecutive plays to play boundary corner is a sign to some other guys that, hey, there is opportunities here for you to go play corner. Danny Britt does not want to play Aaron Mallard and Stanley Smart on defense. He wants to save those dudes for offense, give them touches, and let them eat and pick up yards, not having to play boundary corner and go out and tackle guys and block and all that. So it's one of those things where if you are third string right now and you don't think there's an opportunity, heck yes, there's an opportunity. Other thing that stood out to me, and I'm going to just take the Cool Vibes Pizza player of the game off of your hands.
All right.
Peyton Bean, number 21, safety for the Cadets. I think he was the only consistent player in the back 4 for BC all night. And obviously you had a lot of injuries that went into that, but dude is not afraid to stick his face in your chest and blow you up. He had a really nice pass break up in the back of the end zone and felt consistently like the one playmaker on those back 4 for BC. I thought Damari Perry had a really good game as well, but Peyton Bean to me stood out as a guy who flashed tonight. So silver linings, those guys I think popped.
You got some guys who are going to get their turn and made the most of it when they had their opportunity to do it. And again, we called his name a lot tonight on the back end. That can be good. That can be bad. If you're Danny Britt, we say, hey, your safety played really well. It came out. You probably say, well, he was making a lot of tackles because we weren't winning battles up front, but he defended some passes in the end zone really well. And again, not afraid. If I got a safety, not afraid to stick his nose in. That's a good sign off the rip.
100%. And again, you're looking right now. You don't know when you're it's always like the Friday Night Lights thing where you got the little magnet clips up there with the players' names on it. You're putting stuff up right now. There's not a lot you feel solid about in the back seven just because there's so many unknowns with replacing as many guys as you replaced from last year. But all of a sudden you're looking up at 21 and you're like, okay, I feel pretty confident that I can just slot him in at safety. And then Jonathan Black, when he comes back, hopefully just precautionary with the boot that he was wearing. But when he comes back, you're like, cool, I feel good about that. All of a sudden, Damari Perry's rounding into a corner. Something that seemed like a really big question mark. All of a sudden, you're starting to find your guys. Now you just got to get them the reps.
This is the Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show. We'll come back with more on this. We'll look ahead to Hebron Christian. Hope to talk with Danny Britt here on the post-game show as well. This is Cadet Football on Watch BC Sports.
Criminal defense, family law, DUI, and divorce. You need representation. The one to call is Savannah's own Jonathan V. Dunn, PC, attorney at law. Voted a Thomson Reuters super lawyer consecutively since 2023. Online at jvdattorney.com.
Serving fresh, locally inspired seafood since 1965, Despacito's Seafood Restaurant in Thunderbolt, Georgia is made with tradition, quality, and flavor you can taste.
Want to make some extra?
Welcome back here to Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show. We're joined by the head coach, Danny Britt. And, Coach, I know you've been on the other side of a lot of these, but good old country whooping tonight. What do you even draw from to say other than, hey, that team's been to state championship a couple years in a row. They're pretty dang good.
They're really good, and this is their senior class. They've been, Coach Martin talks about it, and that they knew in middle school this was going to be, a really, really good year for them. So I'm proud for them, and all that goes to them. They did a great job. They physically whipped us, and that there's no other way to say it. 1,000% it's on me. I'll figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know why we were cramping and they weren't. They had guys going both ways too. Practice in the morning doesn't help us. Anyway, we'll look for a lot of reasons to get better at everything. But we got to get better at everything because that was bad. That was as bad as I've had, and I guess since maybe the first year or two.
And Coach, when you say that, when you say everything was bad, it usually would say to me the staples that make BC weren't there. And I was talking with Christian. As long as I've seen you at BC, sideline to sideline, defensively, you're as good as any team I've ever seen. Sideline to sideline, you guys were late and not getting there maybe as bad as I've seen you sideline to sideline tonight.
It was bad. We couldn't. All they had to do was just bounce the zone and they're there. And we haven't been that way. I don't know. I can't explain it. All I can know is we're going to go back to work and try to do everything to fix it. But, yeah, everything that we're normally good at special teams. Boy, the punting just killed us, we were punting so well in the scrimmage. I just don't. So I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, everything that we typically do well, we did horribly tonight. It was just horribly.
Offensively, I know never got a lot consistently going, but came out of the locker room, put a drive together late in the first half. There were some bright moments, but offensively took you a while to get the running game going. What do you kind of draw from what you saw there?
I don't know that I can draw anything. We couldn't block them. And, this is almost all returning offensive line. So I don't know how to really, I don't know. We're going to have to sit down, all study the film like crazy, get together, put our heads together as coaches, make a decision on how we're going to try to attack it, and just go to work and attack it.
And Coach, as you said, you've been in this position before with Christopher Columbus, with Buford, and you've played Raven Gap, where you've had some teams right out of the gate. And a lot of people in the moment say, boy, that was bad. When what you're doing is prepping for down the road and you look obviously a lot better, is that what obviously you're hoping for after a game like this?
Yeah, definitely. I just told them, I say, guys, we will get better. I promise you, we will figure it out. This is my 31st year of coaching. We've won a lot of football games. We will get better. It needs to be immediate because Hebron's really good too. and and do we want to start 0-2? You know what I mean? So, but we will get better. I told Stephanie and Southern just now. I said, I promise you, we'll find a way to be a pretty good football team. I don't know that we'll be a great football team, but we'll find a way to be a pretty good football team, and and be decent in the region at least.
Well, Coach, I guess the 24-hour rule in full effect for your team now, and you go back to work tomorrow. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll go back to work, and we'll get better. I apologize, and go Cadets.
Coach Danny Britt joining us up here on the post-game show. We'll take a break. We'll send it back over to Christian Gokel in just a moment here on Watch BC Sports.
Hey, Jim Lyons here. Marine Max Savannah is your one-stop shop for boating in Savannah. Whether purchasing a new Boston Whaler, Scout, or Sea Ray, or servicing and storing your current boat, we take pride in providing first-class service. Marine Max Savannah is proud to support Benedictine Athletics. Go BC!
Plan your hunting getaway and escape to experience the beauty of Mossy Pond. Our diverse property right here in Pierce County allows you to enjoy various types of hunts, including plantation-style quail, hog, pheasant, and flooded timber-style duck hunts, all within 24 hours. At the center of it all, experience scenic, rustic, beautiful, and inviting amenities like luxury lodging, our first-class pro shop, fine dining, and the perfect event space. Book now and see why Mossy Pond Lodge is Georgia's premier hunting paradise.
Cool Vibes Pizza and Wings is one of Savannah's most popular. Could be the New York style pizza, or the pasta, or sandwiches, or wings. Whatever you choose, Cool Vibes has their own unique style. Check them out at 4501 Montgomery Street, Savannah.
Welcome back here. Attorney Jonathan Dunn post-game show here. BC just got walloped by Toombs Christian. We talked about that. This team, and you heard Coach talk about it when we talked about this is a team building and programs. You see that. It's like, hey, your coach said, hey, we got some 8th graders. By the time they're juniors, we're going to be really good. Apparently, this is a class that they saw 3 years ago coming. And, I mean, huge offensive, defensive lines, big running backs, big physical receivers, probably across the board as large as you're going to see a high school team of that caliber, and it was evident. They took the fight to BC, and again got a fortunate bounce early, but that kind of set the tone for what happened the rest of the way.
I mean, luck is just preparation and opportunity meeting, and I think that's exactly what happened for them. And it's a team, like Danny said, where they've been building to this, and it's a program. I think their coaching staff's been together for 10 years now, working at Toombs and building what's become a perennial power in the state of Georgia. But with that, it's a special class, and they seem like a group that is just one mind, and it's a mission to get to Atlanta and finally get over the hump and win that state championship before they move on. You got a lot of guys who are going to be playing football at the next level, but just like we've seen a lot of BC classes where you're like, the expectation is state. Like, that is the expectation. Toombs certainly has that expectation, and they came in and executed tonight.
Got another feature here in the post-game show, the Despacito's catch of the day, or catch of the game. And where do we go?
I mean, slim pickings out there offensively, at least through the air, but I think the Amari to Aaron Mallard touchdown, a great job by Amari getting out there and getting the ball out. Aaron kind of had a guy draped on him, able to catch it, but then the ability to balance, stay in bounds, and put that rock in the end zone. That's got to be the Despacito's catch of the day.
And a great new feature we're going to have here on the postgame show. Again, if you missed any of the game tonight, we'll have the video put up tomorrow. So on games where we just have the radio call, Saturday mornings, we'll have the video coverage for you. So if you missed it, I don't know if you want to go back and watch this one, but we encourage you to do that and do some film study along here with us as well. Of course, moving forward, new date that we've had so far this year, but the Danny Britt Show every Wednesday with Christian Gokel there at Bowtie Barbecue. Again on Wednesdays now with Coach Britt.
There's a lot of keyboard warriors in the comments telling the coaches how to do their jobs. The invitation stands. I will buy lunch for the first person at Bowtie Barbecue who comes into the Danny Britt Show at noon and expresses their opinion to Danny Britt. Been doing it for 5 years. No one's done it. There's been a lot of keyboard coaches in the comments telling the coaches how to do it. Still waiting for somebody to come talk to him in person. He gives you an open forum every Wednesday for 30 minutes from noon to 12:30. You get some lunch out of it. First person that does it, lunch is on me.
Full expression right there. Final score is tough tonight. BC falls 0-1. It don't get any easier next week. Heber Christian comes down, defending state champs. Going to be another test. You got to, as you heard Coach Britt say, hey, we got to figure out what we're doing, turn it right back around and get back after it. Because, again, next Friday, 7:30 kickoff, it's going to be another tough test.
100%. But, hey, You've seen BC do this year after year. You come out, you play tough teams, you fall just a little bit short, and then they start clicking and building. So if you want to be a part of that process, get your butt out here 7:30 next week.
There we go. That'll do it for Christian Gokel. Myself, Kevin Thomas. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us here on Watch BC Sports.